Hello everyone, I'm Aladesh and I'll be here, Deep Under for the PC. So the game came out today, it's developed and published by Wild Omul. I played the demo and it was interesting, of course it ended when the good stuff starts. But this is a visual novel where you have choice that will make your ending. For what I saw on the achievements, it's like 4 endings that you can get. But the problem is that they don't even say if it's a good ending, bad ending, so it's like probably it's not like there's no perfect ending, let's say like that, so it can be interesting. But yeah, like it's or I can say an horror visual novel, of course, of the stuff that starts to happen. So let us start. Empty, of course, the safe slot where it says empty. Alex, wake the hell up, you sleeping beauty. It's like, oh, huh? Have you been nappy during work again? Ashley, I'm sorry, it was only for a second, I swear. Oh yeah, in my defense, I've already cleaned up the place up, and there weren't any customers too. You really shouldn't upset your granny like that. My granny? Why? Because you're fired. Ah haha, it was a joke. You should have seen your face. I've always wanted to try being an oppressive boss, so I'll sit. Was I good? You scared the life out of me. Ah, you are so adorable. How can I possibly fire a cutie like yourself? Besides, you are my best worker. Well, also the only one. Two girls entered the shop and stopped at the bar. They kept stealing glances at me, one whispering to each other. Hey, okay, keep up the good work. One of the girls moved closer to make an order. Hi, Alex. Oh yeah, I almost forgot I was wearing a bloody badge. Two cinnamon lattes, one regular and the other with almond milk. Sure. The almond milk one is for Lizzie. That's me. By the way, write the name on the cup so you don't mix them up. Okay, Lizzie. They started giggling again, so annoying. While I was busy making coffee, they were discussing the upcoming academic year, so they are high school students. Next, they spoke of colleagues they would like college they would like to apply. Ahead of them are lives full of fun, I see. Too bad I wasn't able to enroll in college myself. That's why I had no choice but to work at the coffee shop in the middle of nowhere. Still better than being a burden for my grandma, though. I finished the first coffee and started making another one. What did she say about milk again? Like, it's a regular and almond milk. I finished making coffee and passed up the cups to the girls. Thanks, Alex. I just sent you a friend request. Accept it, okay? Ah, I see. Sorry, but I'm not into schoolgirls. That's what I really wanted to say, but sure. They laughed and went out of the shop, nearly bumping into the girl who was coming in. Andy! Aye, why are you still wearing your uniform? Oh, give me a few seconds. I still need to empty the portafilter and clean everything up. Come on, Al. We are late. I hope you told Ashley you're leaving early. Yeah, I did. I just don't want to leave the place untidy. Ashley's going to be mad. Really? I can't believe what I hear. Why even bother going to work if you are going to leave after just a few hours? You should have taken the day off. Well, anyway, while you are at it, can you make a coffee for my dad? He's waiting in the car. Said he'll give us a ride. Cinnamon and milk as usual? Yeah. Damn that Ashley. Just who she thinks she is, make you do all the dirty work. Ali was one of those know-it-all girls. Sometimes she was a real pain in the ass, but deep down I knew that was her way of caring for me. I loved her. As a friend, of course. Oh, come on, who am I trying to deceive? I used to hope that our friendship could one day grow into something deeper, but life showed otherwise. You know, my previous employer ripped me off of my salary. At least Ashley pays properly. I don't want to be fussy about minor stuff. But you have been working with no days off for 3 weeks straight, not to mention driving her hamster to the vet. I think you really should remind her of her place. She just asked me for help, that's all. It was a one-time thing. That's how it always begins. Soon she's going to push everything onto you. Oh, come on. You really have nerves of steel. I can't even imagine putting up with someone like her. Ashley came out of the back, lively and cheerful. Even she had heard something. She didn't let it show on her face. Oh, hi Andy. Leaving for college soon, eh? Yeah, I guess. Good girl. How's your dad? I haven't seen him coming for a cup of coffee for a while. Busy with work as usual. Poor thing, being chained to his desk like that. Yeah. Finished it. I passed the freshly made coffee to Andy. Ashley, my dad is waiting for us outside. He's in a hurry. Do you mind if I take Alex with me right now? Where to? Ashley, I told you yesterday. Oh, yeah, it completely slipped my mind. Huh? So where are you going? No time to explain. We are late. Alright then, keep your secrets. Fine, go enjoy the last summer days while you can, and say hello to Victor for me, okay? Having said that, Ashley disappeared in the back of the shop. You sure were Ash referred, and you could learn a thing or two from me. Yeah, Alex, don't be a pussy. I look at the mirror near the front entrance. Ashley decorated the coffee shop with lots of peculiar ethnic style items. The mirror was part of that and suited the interior just right. However, it was not in perfect condition. Why would she put a cracked mirror here? It's a bad omen, you know? Pfft, don't tell me you believe in that nonsense. I'm living with my grandma, remember? Old people are superstitious. More importantly, you didn't forget, right? Didn't forget about what? Alex. Yeah, you mean this? I picked up my backpack, which was heavy with cans of beer. It's all here. You should keep it in the fridge, silly. Okay, let's go. Just make sure my dad doesn't see that beer. As soon as we got in the car, Victor greeted us with an irritated sigh. Why so long? There was not a shred of emotion on his face, but somehow he seemed nervous to me. It was only 10 minutes, Dad. I don't think that's long. Here, we bought you coffee. Victor reluctantly accepted the cup. So that's what took you so long? You didn't have to. I don't have time to waste. My train is leaving soon. Oh, not this again. Alex, get out. We'll get there on foot. Thank you very much. Reluctantly, I start opening the door. It's not like I'm asking you to leave. Close the door, Alex. As you say, properly closed. We don't want to waste any more of your precious time. Let's go, Alex. Enough. I said I'll give you two a ride. Come on, fasten your belts. Andy crossed her arms and turned away to stare out of the window. Clearly she was mad. And upon the car fell an awkward silence, interrupted only by the steady engine whirring and the rattling of the beer cans in my backpack. How is your grandmother, Alex? She's good. Says you should come have dinner with us since you helped her fix the roof. Sounds wonderful. I'll drop by when I have the time. I've been quite busy lately, you see. As always. So the roof is fine now? No leaks? Not at all, thanks. I will not be able to repair it on my own. You're welcome. We live in a really small town where everyone knew each other. Even if you didn't know someone personally, you will have heard of him from rumors. So when my mother went missing, everyone was gossiping about that every corner. Many people were supportive, but Victor helped me and my grandma the most, despite being a really busy man. It seemed like he took our loss as his own. After all, me and Andy had been friends since childhood, and our families were quite close. It had been 7 years already, but mother was still gone. We could find her. We couldn't find neither her body nor any trace she might have left. It was like she vanished into thin air. So we ended up burying an empty coffin. Grandma said it would be easier for her that way. She was tired of all the waiting and hoping. It's August already, summer's almost gone, and I didn't even notice. School starts soon. What grade are you in again? I'm starting my 2nd year, Dad. You mean at school? I mean at uni. Time sure flies fast. We spent the rest of the ride in silence. The father didn't even knew, and he was in. The daughter was on at uni. The car stopped. So how far are you going? We'll take the hiking trail. Should be back by evening. It's noon already, you know. If you go hiking, do it early in the morning. Back in my day, you'll be laughed at for leaving so late. Well, laugh all you want. I'm glad you are having so much fun. Come on now, let's go. Everyone is waiting. Just don't wander off the trail, okay? Yes, we know. Bye. Okay. We are almost there. Did we really need to drag ourselves all the way here? Summer is going to be over soon. We should spend some time in the countryside. My shoulders hurt already, same for my feet. Also, I'm being devoured by mosquitoes. What are you tapping anyway? Just making a note for the future. Maybe invite that crybaby again. Very funny. I can barely contain my laughter. Just telling Ash that we'll be there soon. I move close and look at her phone screen. To my eyes came sickly sweet message with tons of heart emojis. Can't wait to see you, my little monkey. What monkey? Gross. Hey, stop picking at other people's phones. I didn't mean to. Well, there's a network connection here at least. We can call for help if needed. Come on now. What can possibly happen? Hurry up, everyone is tired of waiting. But be careful, don't drop the beer, okay? Yeah. What can possibly happen? I don't know myself. But I couldn't help but feel uneasy ever since Andy had come up with the idea of having this picnic. Maybe I should blame the criminal articles from our local newspapers, which I've been reading daily for the last year. Non-fantastic beasts, forest vipers attack a hiker, man dies after falling off the old cliffs, dog named Bo found dismembered in Oak Hollow, For all year, papers had been screaming that kinds of headlines. Well, at least there were no more reports of missing people. In the past, residents of Mist Valley had gone missing quite often, 2 or 3 people a year, maybe more. It might not seem much, but for our little town, every loss is a huge tragedy. My thought train came to a stop, interrupted by Andy's voice. Hey! Looks like we reached our destination. A company of 3 was waiting until the road signs. Yo, over here! Nash was enthusiastically waving his hand at us. As we came closer, he greeted Andy warmly and reached for our lips, putting his hand around her waist. I turned away. As I did, I noticed 2 studying gaze on me, belonging to the unfamiliar couple. The 2 showed awkward smiles and said, Why so long? All this year. You'll be studying with us up the middle school when he moved to the big city. You remember him, right? Actually I don't, sorry. Don't mention it, I don't remember you very well either. He stepped forward and shook my hand. And this is Nina, his girlfriend. You two don't know each other, she just came with Ian on holidays. Oh, so it's your first time in Mist Valley? How do you like our 1 hour town? It's calm here and not crowded. Well, Nash needs no introduction. Hi Al, long time no see, glad you came. Yeah, glad to see you too. Okay everyone, he's here, let's go. Nash proceeded in the opposite direction of the signs. We are not taking the trail. Nah, it's boring as hell there, and swarming with people too. I found us a nice place, the view is nuts. It's the old cliffs there, right? Exactly man, come on. Maybe we go somewhere else? I mean, we don't even have any equipment. What's equipment? Haha, the cliff is not steep at all. We can climb just fine as we are. It will be fine. We can climb just fine, it will be fine. 5 bodies found beneath pile of rocks. I can see a deadline like that in the papers tomorrow. Haha, you sure have a vivid imagination. Stop scaring off my tourists. It's gonna be dope. I've been there hundreds of times. But we'll need to come deeper into the forest. What if we got lost? Oh, you're no fun. Come on. Stop quibbling. Yeah, don't sweat it. Come on, let's go. The whole idea was absurd to me. Going deeper into the forest, climbing the cliff, to do what exactly? Of course, I could just go home. It's not like anyone was going to stop me. But it felt awkward to keep arguing with everyone else was willing to go. Besides, I had no idea how to get home from there, so I had to drag myself along. The path was poorly beaten, so it was difficult to walk. Nobody but hunters ventured that deep into the wild. Well, nobody but hunters and idiots. Who could tell what lay ahead? What if a furious wild boar charged at us out of nowhere? Besides, we could easily bump into a pack of starving wolves. Everyone was breathing heavily as they walked. That didn't keep them from occasional shouting though, and Andy ended up walking behind, right next to me. Why didn't you tell me you were going to the old cliffs? If I did, you'll never come. Exactly, and I want you to come. Why? What do you mean why? I miss you, silly. I felt blood rushing to my cheeks. Summer will be over soon, and we won't see each other till Christmas, so... I stumbled over a stone and nearly fell, but managed to regain my footing. Hey, careful, watch your step. I don't want you to crack your head open. Yeah. I inspected stone that almost made me fall. There was a drawing on it, a purple spiral. Andy, look. Huh? Looks strange. What exactly? Someone left a mark. That's it. They could have drawn an arrow or a square, literally anything. Why the spiral? Who cares? Spiral is simple enough to draw too. Come on, we should catch up with the others. Trees grew really thick, so it was hard to keep track of everyone's silhouettes. I was still worried about strange mark on stone, but Andy was right, we had to keep going. It seemed like we had been making our way through the grass and ferns for an eternity. Finally, we reached our destination. I've been watching my feet all the time, so I totally missed the moment when huge piles of rocks emerged before us. That's the place, well, almost. We still need to go a little higher. Nash began to climb the cliff, making use of protruding chunks of rock. Just so you know, you can die. Why so nervous, bro? Just look at him, he's really good at that. After just a few moments, Nash was out of sight. I couldn't even hear him climbing anymore, so I started to worry. But then a yell of joy rang through the air. Nash finished climbing the cliff and was telling us to join him. Okay, let's go. Annie went first, Ian and Nina followed her. I watched them climb higher and higher. It looked easy from where I stood. As for me, I couldn't brace myself to join them and remain at the bottom. When everyone was out of sight, I felt a shiver down my spine. The sun was barely making it through the thick canopy, forcing the forest to sink into darkness. Everything around me was enveloped in shadows, and there was nothing but tree trunks and cold rocks to keep me company. The sharp cracking of branches in the canopy blended with the soft whispers of foliage rustling in the wind. It felt like I was listening to a mysterious voice from another world revealing to me secrets unknown. I glanced around, but there was not a soul nearby. All I noticed was a small shrub. It was shaking oddly. Oh, damn it! I started climbing the cliff swiftly and steadily. Before long I found myself at the top. I didn't expect that climbing about 30 feet of rock will take me so little time. But we get this view. A breathtaking view unfolded before my eyes, hills covered in greenery and a mountain range majestically towering over there. Whoa, fantastic. I know, right? Definitely worth it, and not a soul here. And nobody died, mind you. We'll see when it's time to get down. Come on, relax. I'm tired, let's find somewhere to sit down. We spread our blankets and shook the contents of our backpacks on top of them. Whoa, so much beer, let me handle it. No, keep it all here. And they collect the cans and put them into the shade. A proven fact, beer runs out fast if night is around, so we better keep it away. Come on, you're exaggerating. That's true. He knocked back a gallon of punch at the enrollment party, all by himself. The bowl wasn't that big. Anyway, you're just being jealous cause you didn't get any. And about what? And what about Halloween or Christmas? And that time we play board games. I don't remember any of it. No wonder, because you gulped down all our beer. Where does it even go? Well, that's the ability I inherited from my father. Haha. I'm sure you are making him proud. Anyway, I'm not into booze anymore. Today I'm drinking nothing but kombucha. Everyone laughed and stayed making a fire. I was about to join them when Nash spoke to me. Al, so how's it? Fine, I guess. How's your grandma? Spends all her time in the garden, trying to get rid of the moles. And you? You're joking, right? She won't let me even step into her garden. Nash, nah, not that. How's your life going? What do you do? Oh, nothing special. Working as a barista now. I see. I hate the conversations like that. You're supposed to keep the conversation going, but there's nothing to talk about. Not to mention all those questions about my work, my calling in life. When I answered those, it felt like making excuse. It all sounded like, yeah, my life is boring and uneventful. I have no hobby and I'm not even getting an education. Just working on a dull job and looking after my grandma. It was actually quite sad to talk such nonsense with someone who used to be my best friend. What are you doing? Let's get to cooking, alright? I'm starving. Ah, how the hell you save? Well, let me only lower a little bit here the sounds. Something about vampires, werewolves and zombies being put together. I didn't want to be third wheel, so I tried to cut into their conversation. So where did the zombies come from? Actually, they are not even zombies, and both vampires and werewolves are untypical, let's say. It's a long story. It all started with the supervirus which was created. Oh, don't even start here. You might want to play it. I doubt it. I'm not in video games nowadays. And why is that? I still remember how I used to play all night long when we were kids. Ha, was in the same computer, mind you. Yeah, it was fun. Now I don't have the time. So what about the virus? Ian began explaining the game's plot with great enthusiasm. I was barely able to follow the story. My focus was constantly switching between the frying sausage, the mosquito sucking what was left of my blood, and the girls, of course. The girls grew tired of our conversation and decided to take some photos. First Andy took a shot of Nina, then they switched. Andy took off her shirt and posed in her tight top, which perfectly outlined her curves. I couldn't take my eyes off her, and I've been stupid enough to doubt the idea of this picnic. So he saved his doubt by making himself, but that's not for sure. I bet there will be a second game. The sausages are ready, finally. Nina got ready the plastic dish and Ash began to put the food onto them. As soon as I received my share, I started to examine the juicy, appetizing sausage covered in dark brown stripes from the grill. Barely able to resist, I waited until everyone got their food and sunk my teeth into the meat. So good, yeah. Not bad, you didn't burn it like last time. Yeah, you made the whole dorm go wild then. The dorm? Yeah, we decided to have a little barbecue party on the balcony. Obviously the fire alarm went off. I was hoping they would expel me. It's nothing compared to the shit we did on Halloween. Let me tell you. Nash began telling me about another funny episode of their college life. Sometimes he boasted and exaggerated things and everyone called him out for that. Then they laughed at him for trying to wriggle himself out of the web of his own lies. Listening to their stories, I felt like extra baggage. Those four had so much in common, and there was I, rotting in this godforsaken town, a boring miserable me who didn't even know what he wanted from his life and kept wasting his youth. The thought made me feel bitter, but I did my best to smile as wide as I could. So that's how I managed to get away from the campus security. Come on, stop making things up. No one was after you in the first place. Al, you should really come with us to the big city in September. Whoa, that sure was sudden. Come on, come with us. Yeah, what do you think? I don't know. I have my grandma to look after and also my job. Man, in the big city you can find 1,001 coffee shops. A flick of your finger and you have a job. Besides, you can attend lectures in our college even if you are not formally a student. Once you decide on the faculty you like, you'll be able to take an entrance exam and enroll. Yeah, you should go for philology. It's super useless, but at least you'll have lots of time for yourself. Not everyone is like you here. Maybe Alex actually wants to learn something. Learn something? At uni? Listen, what if we all move out of that stinking dorm and rent an apartment together with Alex? Living with you under the same roof, I'll prefer to keep my sanity intact, thank you. Don't know about that. I really need to look after my grandma. Trust me, your grandma is the last person who needs to be looked after. Besides, Andy's parents will keep an eye on her, or mine. Sure, fine, I'll think about it. Why think? Just get your stuff together and let's go. Yeah. In Nash world, all decisions were to be made fast and easily, but I couldn't simply get up and leave. My grandma, no. Deep inside I knew that was just an excuse. I was about to change the topic, but then beat me to it. Hey, so this is the mushroom you've been telling me about? The spiral. She rummaged through the grass and showed us a small white mushroom with a spiral symbol on its cap. Yeah, the spiral hat. Yeah, everyone in our town loves them so much. It's poisonous, right? What? Of course not. It's not dangerous, they can help you relax and even relieve pain. Magic mushrooms, that's it. Wanna try? Nah, I feel sick after having them. I know exactly do you try it? Spit, rub and bite. I'm joking, give me your cup, I'll pour you some of my kombucha. Who else wants to try? So this kombucha is, yeah, made from spiral heart. I made it myself. You promised me you won't be drinking this summer. Come on, little monkey, no one said anything about mushrooms. You say it yourself, they help one relax and relieve pain. You can't even imagine how my soul hurts after retaking my exams 3 times. Freaking liar. They started a squabble. Nash was pouring kombucha while still arguing with Andy, so he unintentionally poured some for me too. In my hand was a cup full of mysterious pinkish liquid. Nina and I exchanged glances. Have you tried it before? Nah. Okay, you live only once. She carefully brought the cup to her lips and took a sip. Nothing special. Should I try it too? I'm gonna do it. It was warm and sort sweet, almost like soda, but subtle in flavor. I just hope that by morning I won't be found lying senseless in the bush. In the meantime, the quarrel went on. Nash, I told you the mushrooms are not the point. I'm upset because you lied to me again. Come on, little monkey. Don't pout. Shall I pour you a cup too? Nash got all lovey-dovey with Andy, trying to make her forgive him. Ian was embracing Nina and whispering something into her ear. He was gently stroking her back, and his hand was going lower with each stroke. I turned it away. Another couple. It's like I was at Noah's Ark. Come on, just stop that already. I picked up the mushroom Nina threw away and looked over it. Suddenly I felt like the spiral symbol wink at me with a faint glow. Huh, this is funny. What is it? Nina broke free from my boyfriend's embrace and moved next to me. I think it's glowing. You're right. The kombucha must have gone to my head. Everyone looked so unusual. It's easier to notice in the dark. Never heard of these mushrooms. Where did they even come from? No idea, but they used to call them falling stars. And what do stars have to do with mushrooms? My late grandfather told me this when I was a kid. He used to say, as raindrops fall from the sky, so do these fragrant mushroom stars come to this earth. So romantic. What's up? Nothing, just thought I saw something. Damn that kombucha, never again putting that shit in my mouth. If those really were stars, we wouldn't be here right now. Andy confiscated all of Nash kombucha and splashed it on the ground, a cup after cup. Not real stars, magical ones. Yeah, something like that. It's all from this old legend about the dark deity that devoured the sky. Or the sun, I don't remember it that well. Anyway, the mushroom's origin was described in that very legend. So what do the sky and sun have to do with it? The stars fell, don't you get it? Yeah, this sure explains everything. One day someone found a strange mushroom, gorged themselves on it and tripped. At the same time, there was a comet in the sky, so the imagination produced the old starfall nonsense together with the dark deity. That's Elvis. You are no fun. Al, how did your grandfather get to know this legend? He was born in a reservation and spent all his youth there. They have their own atmosphere there. Whoa, so you are the descendant of a Native American? Yeah. I see you found someone of your kind, huh? Recently I learned that my ancestors lived in the reservation for a long time too. But because of oppression and persecution, they had to find somewhere else to settle. I'm an ethnography student, so I love this kind of stuff, history of different nations, their everyday lives. By the way, another top tier faculty for lazy ass, lots of spare time. Ian, what? Tell me more, Al. Maybe your grandfather left some photographs? Please, please, please. Oh, not that again. It's getting so damn interesting here that I feel like taking a drag. Ian pulled an envelope out of his backpack and headed to the forest. Ian, you're not going to start with me, without me, are you? Not a chance. Sorry, Alex. I'll be right back. You stay here and try to remember all the details. Sure. Ian and Nina mingled with the trees. Nash and Andy were sitting at a quiet distance from each other. Looks like the Kombucha fight turned out to have much more graver consequence than it seemed at the beginning. Nice Fulge. Say it again when they are back. Are they smoking something? What, you want some too? Don't worry. They know when to quit. They only fool around with it on weekends or when they have something to celebrate. But today's Wednesday, nothing to celebrate either. What do you mean nothing? It's our summer holidays and we finally got all together. Certainly a cause for celebration. It's fine, really. Thought I'd hope Nino will remember what you two were talking about. Glad to hear. The last thing I want is listening to stupid myths for the rest of the day. Al, you don't bring that up either. You can discuss your fairy tale some other time. And why is Nina so crazy about that nonsense? What's so strange about that? I think it's fun. Do you know any scary legends about werewolves and stuff? Telling scary stories by the fire is perfect for a picnic. You are like a child. You know, I'm officially declaring you the most nagging person in the world. Doesn't sound too official. Where's the document stamped and signed? Not you too. No document, but I can give you this bottle cap as a medal. Nash probably held the cap in front of him, covering the setting sun with it. I almost forgot, there should be a solar eclipse tomorrow, at noon I think. We should have chosen tomorrow for our picnic. I bet the view here will be awesome. I guess time to go home then? I say it's boring. What's so special about the sun covering the moon? Or what covers what again? The sun covering the moon. Please stop there, I'm getting off. You should have joined Ian, you know, you really need to relax, and ignore him and move close to me. I'm only... Oh shit. I wanted to save and press it out of it. God damn. I thought you guys were joking. Of course we weren't. I'm not sure. Going to an unfamiliar city with no plan. I haven't saved up that much. And my grandma. I spoke to Grandma Patty. She said she will be happy if you left. I see. I mean, if you started to live for yourself. I'm not sure. I just can't leave her alone, can I? Man, my parents will look after her. Mine too. And don't worry about the money. I spoke to my dad about that and he's willing to help. God, Andy. I'm not that pathetic, you know. I see you two have already decided everything for me, huh? We are just trying to help. Miss Valley is done for. Nothing to do here. I'm fine with it. Doesn't look like it. And why do you care, Nash? We haven't seen each other for years. And suddenly you start to act like a friend? Everyone around you is just trying to help. Why are you being so stubborn? Mind your own business. I didn't realize I raised my voice. Handy embraced her knees and lowered her eyes. Nash didn't say anything and now was staring into the fire. Sorry. It's just... They never found the body. What if she's still alive? What if Mom comes back one day? It's been so many years, but I just can't forget about it. I still remember how I used to sit by the window and wait for her to come back from work. And once I've seen her, I'll immediately jump outside to greet her. I'm actually doing the same thing to this day, looking out that bloody window every evening, but she never comes. Alex. I know, right? That's so stupid, but to me leaving would mean that I betrayed her. Just imagine, she comes back and sees that I'm not even waiting for her. I can't allow that. Al, it's been so many years, I doubt she's alive. You have to let her go and move forward. I'm sure your mother will wish the same. You're right, you're alright, but I just can't get it off my head. I think it's time to try. Yeah man, let's get out of here and you'll feel better. Henny took my hand in hers and pressed her shoulder into mine. I felt warmth spreading in my chest and my soul was at ease. I wish I could stay with her like that forever. Someone yelled, "What's that?" Maybe Ian and Nina are making fun of us. Shush! We stay in our ears, but the dense thicket answer with nothing but the rustling of leaves. What the hell? When did they leave again? It's been a while, they should have come back by now. Exactly. We ought to go check on them. Oh shit. The good stuff is going to happen. The sun was almost down, so the forest was enveloped in darkness. Almost all light was consumed by shadows. The whole atmosphere seemed sinister. Somewhat hesitant, I took a step forward and proceeded into the forest. Do you hear anything? Your stomach is rumbling. Why weren't there any more screams? That's a good thing, right? Means everything is okay now. I bet Ian was bitten in the ass by a mite. That's why he screamed. Where are they, for God's sake? Hey, dudes! Shh! Don't shout! What else am I supposed to do? What's that? Something's rustling through the rubbery. Hey, stop playing hide and seek. Come out. Nash covertly stepped into the shrubbery. What are you two doing here? Soon he vanished among the foliage, and I didn't dare to move any further. We nervously exchanged a glance. Nash? There was a black gaping hole among the rocks. Hey, Nash! Holy shit, help me! Nash was shouting at the top of his lungs, but his voice sounded muffled. He was clearly scared to death and was about to lose it completely. Nash, are you there? Andy, pull me out! What happened? How did you pull me out of here, damn it? Andy switched on the flashlight on her smartphone and stuck her upper body into the hole. It's too deep. Nash, can't you get out by yourself? It's too high. I heard something rustling in the grass. We were not alone. I could tell it was hiding behind the trees, watching us. The eye caught glimpse of movement among the foliage. I decided to check what was hiding there. I was slowly moving closer, straining my ears to hear even the quietest rustle. Ian? Nina? Don't come closer, just don't. My body was tense like a spring ready to snap. Shivers ran up and down my spine, my skin was sticky with sweat. As I moved close enough to step into the shrubbery, my nostrils were hit with a nauseating metallic smell. I froze in horror. It was Ian. His body was torn apart, mangled. Terror blurred my eyes, but I was able to discern the blurry knots of intestines dangling from his abdomen. And the blood, the grass, the leaves, the ground, everything was covered in dark crimson stains. My ears were ringing. I barely managed to hobble back to where Andy was trying to calm Nash down. Al, what happened? Look, we need to call the emergency service, then get our backpacks and... And it appears the monster. Look at that. As we turned our heads, we saw something unthinkable. An unknown creature was before us, a real monster, and it was clearly about to pounce on us. I could tell that from the menace and its purple eyes, which were gleaming in the dark. The creature bared its snow-white fangs with traces of scarlet blood on them, and it turned pale as a ghost. We froze as we stared at it, our eyes wide open with fear. I could hear nothing but the beating of my own heart. The creature charged at us. I had no idea what to do. I could think of nothing but that I was going to die, in the middle of nowhere, torn to pieces by an unknown creature. Suddenly, Andy grabbed me by the collar and pulled me down. I didn't even realize that we dived into the hole. Alex? Alex. Ashley. Sorry, I fell asleep again. Please wake up, my precious. I felt mild jolts of pain in my head, neck and shoulders. That very pain, which was spreading throughout my body, made me feel alive again. A little later I finally regained my conscience and tried to sit up. My lower back hurt and blood trickled down from my scrappy knees and elbows. Nash? Nash leaned over Andy and was trying to bring her to her senses. Andy, can you hear me? Fuck, she won't wake up. She's dead, man. Step aside. Find something to light the place up. Sure. I snatched rummaging in his pocket. I reached for Andy's neck. My hands were trembling. My heart tightened in my chest, and the thought that she could really be... No. I managed to locate her pulse and gave out a heavy sigh. Alive. I couldn't see Nash's face, but I could hear his rugged breathing. He must have been scared to death. The place we fell to was illuminated by the dim light of the many spiral heads scattered around. I was surprised at how big the mushrooms were compared to the surface. Above us was the hole we fell through. We could see neither the sky nor the moonlight. Apparently the path was twisty. The hole was quite high, but it was impossible to get up to it without any equipment. So that's the only way out? God, how is it possible that we haven't cracked our heads open? The miracle that saved our lives was the unnatural thick layer of the moss that covered the stone floor of the cave. The moss grew everywhere, even on the ceiling. Why won't she wake up? No idea, but better not to move her. Maybe she broken something? I was starting to realize just how precarious our situation was, but one of us was stricken with panic already. That wouldn't do. I should get a grip on myself. Oh, I have my phone with me. There's no connection, but the battery is still 60% charged. Let's go, light it up for me. Nash turned on the flashlight and we finally were able to see properly. That's when I noticed blood on Andy's head. Damn, this is not good. What? She hit her head. Andy clearly needed first aid, but we had neither water nor clean cloth. We should try to climb. I tried, the hole is high, and this moss is really slippery, so it's impossible. Damn. I was staring at the hole above my head, racking my brain how now to get to it. Nash flopped down in the moss. As soon as he did, he gasped and grabbed his side. Are you okay? Fine. Here, take a sip. Nash pulled a shiny flask out of his pocket. I accepted and immediately took a few gulps. I felt like fire burned my mouth. It was strong liquor into the flask. Ew. Ew. It's 10-year-old whiskey, you know. I borrowed it from my dad. Just don't tell Andy. He sneaked a worried glance at her. Then he suddenly turned back to me as if he'll remember something. Have you seen Ian and Nina? Ian's dead body appeared in my mind, and I shuddered. But not only out of pity. I didn't forget the dreadful beast that almost killed me and Andy. I couldn't force a word out of my mouth. I should refuse to accept all of that as a reality. Man, you've seen something weird up there, haven't you? You are scaring me. How did you even end up here? Well, I can't really say myself. I stepped into the bush and I heard someone squelching and groaning. Thought the guys were in the middle of something hot. I wanted to come closer, but I stepped on a pile of stones and my foot sank in. I tried to get out of. The more I struggled, the more I went down. At one point I just started to roll down and fell here. Before I fell, well, what? I think I saw something in the bush. Not the guys, it was not human, you know? And what about you? It was so boring without me, you decided to join? We were almost eaten alive by some kind of beast. You are freaking kidding me. Wolf or bear? I didn't see, but we shot our pants. Didn't know what to do and jumped down here. Damn. And what about the dudes? I saw Ian. Well, actually, what about him? He's dead. Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't know what to say, so I just bit my lip and turned away. My eyes were stung by tears. I couldn't believe all of that was happening to me. Nash asked no further. He clasped his head with both hands. His eyes were wide open. We are done for. Where did that beast come from? I was barely able to not give into panic myself. I approached Nash and shook him by his shoulders. Calm down, Nash. It's coming. It's coming for us too. It's gonna jump down here and rip us to pieces. I had to give him a slap to help him out of panic. It made him come to his senses. It could have followed us immediately, but hasn't. I guess the beast is smart enough to know that it won't be able to climb back. Way smarter than us, actually. So calm down. That's when I noticed that his tank top was ripped on the side and smeared with blood. Are you hurt? It's nothing. He splashed some whiskey on the wound and closed his eyes in pain. I took the flask from him and ripped a few strips of cloth from those parts of my outfit that were cleaner than others. Then I soaked the strips in whiskey and carefully wiped the edge of the wound on Andy's head. The fact that she was still unconscious was quite frightening. Nash leaned against a big rock and was now staring at the moss with a blank stare. We spent some time in silence. Oh, look, I'm sorry. What are you talking about? We are all idiots venturing to who knows where. That's not it. What you say by the fire, me, you, and Andy were best buddies and thick as thieves, but then it all went downhill real fast. Between you and me, you know. Come on, what's this about? A deathbed confession? What if this is our last chance to talk things out? Nash was breathing heavily as he clutched the wound on his side. I started to have a bad feeling about all that. You stopped being yourself when your mother went missing, but you and me, we remained bros for many years after that. So what happened next, during high school and graduation ceremony? No idea. It was you who distanced himself. You think so? Forget. I'd rather not talk about that. Nah, I wanna set things straight. That was when me and Andy started dating each other. Well, not quite dating. Started to become closer. Nash. That was when something snapped between you and me. Listen, friendship and everyone takes their own path. That's normal. I may be stupid, but I'm not blind. You like Andy. Always have. Stop making things up. I didn't realize it back then. Forgive me. Don't mention it. Say what you want, but Nash was sincere. A lump came up in my throat. I wanted to say something nice to him, but couldn't find the words. I'll go have a look around. You stay here and rest. Why us? Send him. Fuck him. I came closer to the hole and tried climbing the wall. All I kept was getting a few more scratches and bruises. It would have been impossible to get up there even if Nash had given me a boost. I started to pace back and forth, thinking about what to do next. Nash was giving out barely audible groans and he stayed motionless. I was starting to worry whether they would be able to make it to the arrival of a rescue party. If it ever came, of course. My thought train was interrupted by a feeling of cold. A little gust of wind blew at my ankle. Nash, look, there's something over there. I pushed away the thick moss and uncovered another hole. Then I used the flashlight to inspect it. Nash crawled closer. It's a passage. Looks like we can crawl through it. What if there's an exit on the other end? We should check. I'd rather not go there. You won't. You'll stay here and look after Andy. Man, I'm not letting you there alone. Andy will kill me. So what's your plan? Do you see another way out? We will. Wait. Yeah, sure, you are off dead and Andy's not waking up. We'll be waiting to die. You haven't seen Nina, right? She might have escaped, but she'll bring help. And what if she won't? I won't count on that. Sweat broke out of Nash's forehead. He clutched his side again. We got no connection, and no one is going to hear our cries for help. I know, right? But we don't know what's there. You can get stuck, or what's worse, get smashed into a pulp. Thanks for the encouragement. Exactly what I need right now. I don't know, man. Think about me. If Andy finds out I let you go, she'll eat me alive. It's getting late. I bet someone is searching for us already. I say we stay here and wait, damn it. I raised my eyes to look at the crevice above our heads. I twisted in a mocking grin. Sneering at me, bitch? The exit's right here, but you can never reach it. Just lick your lips at it and know your place. The newfound passage was the only available way out. Well, I think I'm gonna explore because like waiting is not gonna be the best thing. I don't know like what can happen if you wait, right? Like could Nina appear and help us if she escaped, right? Because we don't even know what happened to her. But I'm gonna explore. I'm going. No, need to check what's there. You are insane, Al. Your condition is getting worse, and Andy's got a crack in her head. I can't wait. I can't just wait and do nothing. Nash tightened his lips and into bro, but you'll be on your own. I'm the least injured out of us. It's gonna be fine. I'll just have a look and turn back. Here, take my phone. You'll need it. We got plenty of light here anyway. Okay. And take the whiskey for courage. There's not much left, but I'm giving you the most valuable thing I have. Ha, no need. Good luck, man, and come back as soon as you can. Sure. Come on, it's like you are seeing me off to my final journey. Not a very good joke. Nash's face darkened with terror. Once everything was ready, I crouched and looked inside the hole. The passage was quite narrow. I started to crawl slowly, and it was not an easy thing to do. The dust made my nose itchy and my ass watery. My palms were being scratched by small stones. It was getting harder to breathe. I was about to get stricken by panic, but soon as the patch widened, I was able to regain my footing. Spill a little bit. Jesus. Whoa! What? Are you okay? I'm in a mine or something. Was there really something like this in Mist Valley? No idea, man. Okay, I'll have a look around. Just don't get carried away. Come back soon. I could see a dead end. Ahead, something glittered in the flashlight beam there, and nearby was a corridor that led deeper into the caves. What? I need to choose where I want to go. Dead end? There's something. The light picked out stones, wooden beams, and bones. Damn! There was a body around the skull covering tattered rags. I shuddered. Poor soul. Close to the remains was a cracked safety helmet. I was planning to explore the cage, but was hardly ready for such a risky venture. The helmet could protect my head if something went wrong. It didn't help its own at all. This man could be one of the people who had gone missing in the past few years. If the remains were ever to be found, the helmet will definitely help identify the body. I pondered what should do. Sorry, whispered I to the remains and carefully picked up the helmet. Then I wiped it with my sleeve and put on my head. There was nothing more to look at in that air, so I proceeded further. Why not take the helmet, like it can help us if something fails? I cautiously advanced through the moss-covered cave. The twisty corridor seemed endless and there was nothing but darkness ahead. I had to climb slippery slabs of rocks, jump down from stone ledge. Still, the path was easier than expected. It seemed like this corridor was used on a regular basis, therefore, most of the obstacles were prudently moved out of the way. I couldn't help but think that someone had been here just recently, or that someone could be here at this very moment. Whoa. Watching me from the pitch black shadows, carefully treading on my heels in silence. I panicked and turned around, but I didn't see anyone, just my imagination. That's only a stone. There was someone in there. You could see. The darkness and the monotonous, never-ending corridor were driving me mad. I couldn't stay there much longer, so I decided to walk about 40 feet more and turn back. I guessed at the distance right. Ahead was a shabby set of wooden stairs leading down. Next to it were a few large boulders, one of them had a spiral mark on it, same as the one in the forest. What the hell? This mark scared me almost as much as everything else, or even more. I had scouted a secret passage, but I had no intention of finding out who it belonged to, so I turned back. Soon I saw the familiar part of the cave, and the narrow passage that I crawled through was right there. It was all for nothing. All I did was waste the battery charge, and it was so valuable now. I had no choice but to crawl back. I figured I should let the guys know I was coming. Hey guys, I'm back. However, all I heard in response was silence. Nash? Andy? I switched off the flashlight and looked into the crevice. A faint bluish moon glow shone on the other end of the passage. Jesus! A wave of dread surged through me. I rushed away, not a shred of courage left in me. What the fuck, dude? I was so terrified I couldn't even see where I was going. Terrible noise rang out behind my back. I felt like I was chased by a dozen of giants. The earth shook beneath my feet. I couldn't hold the phone steady, and the light bounced around the cave, confusing me even more. The horrible noise behind were growing louder, which made my blood run cold. The monster was close. By some kind of miracle, I managed to outrun it and reach the stairs. It didn't seem reliable to say the least. There was a pile of rocks nearby. I could hide behind them. But will that be kind of hide and seek really work? The beast probably had a strong sense of smell. Oh god. I think I die if I hide. Hide. I got out my remaining courage and hid behind the boulder, switching off the flashlight. My body wouldn't stop trembling. I was about to wet myself out of fear. I covered my face with my hands like a little kid. I never thought of myself as a religious person, and I wouldn't say I believed in the almighty old man living in the sky. But at that moment, I was ready to believe in anything at all, if it would save me from the danger. I even started to recite a prayer in my head. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. What do you say next again? Everything went quiet. Oh shit. Then I saw a light. It was eerily green. Ugly shadows bounced around the stones, and I heard soft footsteps. Someone was here? Andy? Nash? Or two suspicious people passed either way. I was not sure if I could trust them, so I suppressed the urge to ask them for help. They were dressed in black. Long cloaks covered their bodies head to toe, and it was impossible to see their face. They carried something on a stretcher. Soon they went out of sight, and I was alone in the dark again. I waited for a few minutes and switched on the flashlight, making sure to cover it with the palm of my hand. Then I stuck my head out of my shell and looked around. The car was deserted and completely silent. I was shaking with my whole body, and my eyes were twitching. Still, I tried my best to keep calm. A bit wobbly on my legs, I started down the stairs. The steps cracked under my feet, making stones and dirt crumble and fall down the stairs. Making each step, I was afraid the stairs might not bear my weight. Still, I continued my way deeper into the darkness. I was starting to think that the stairs had no end at all. Fortunately, that was not the case, and I finally reached to the bottom. There I heard the gurgling of water. Numerous small streams twisted their way around the islets of earth. The place was quite big. My steps sounded with a hollow echo. Another disaster fell upon me in the form of the phone charge, which was rapidly approaching zero. Before long I was going to lose my only light source, and it was terrifying. No light meant death. I wouldn't be able to go very far in the dark. I didn't even know where I was going. There were only stones and moss around me, so the eye had nothing to use as a landmark. The phone busted a warning signal. The battery was almost dead. I hurried forward, not even knowing where exactly I wanted to come to. Soon the light died out. Oh shit, no light? What now? My heart raced. In my eyes was darkness and nothing but darkness, and I was all alone, all alone. I lay down on the stone floor and buried my face into my knees. Tears were burning my eyes as I could no longer hold my sobbing back. So that was how I would meet my end, alone in the dark. And nobody would even hear me. What? In order to better hear the distinct sounds, I pulled the helmet off my head and threw it away. At first I thought it was part of the natural sounds of the cave, like a draft of wind or something like that. But I was wrong. It was human speech. Barely perceptible whisper, and I was almost able to make out the words. Someone was calling me. It greatly boosted my morale and I got up. My eyes were still blind, but that whisper, it was my guide. Oh my god, why did you follow that? You don't even know what's down there and you're gonna follow the whispers of something. Tiny lights flicker around me, the dim light of the spiral hats helping me calm down. With them, I was able to find my way around once again. My whole body became ears, and as I strived to hear as much as I could, out of the thick veil of silence, I made out strange sounds, which reminded me of rhythmical breathing. A nasty shiver ran up my spine. I swallowed nervously as I proceeded in the sound's direction. My nose was assaulted by the pungent smell of mold or something similar. The strange noises were growing louder, and I was finally able to recognize human speech. It was a whole chorus chanting some kind of bizarre infernal motif. I continued to walk until I saw a bright light shining through from behind a pile of rocks ahead. I was somewhat confused by what I discovered behind the stone wall. A huge cavern appeared before me, reminding of the one we had originally fallen into. Okay. And there were people in the cavern. All as one were dressed in long black robes. The most unique thing in the cave was the colossal mushroom, which was at least 2 human bodies tall. Its stalk was covered in something resembling veins, and its cap was translucent and filled with some kind of murky, bluish purple liquid. The king mushroom was surrounded by its skin, which was smaller in size. It was stifling due to the high amount of steam in the cavern. The people were standing at the bottom of the monstrous mushroom. A tall man stepped forward. His hunched body was also concealed by a black robe. What kind of gathering is that? The tall man turned to face the mushroom, raised his hands to it, and started a speech with his hoarse, brass voice. I had never heard a voice as low as that. Oh, Jewitt, our Lord, hear us. We are your children. We are your slaves. The hour of the dead sun is upon us, and we did not forget our vows. And this night, the night before the solar eclipse, we strive to fulfill our duty. The sacred vessel told desperately sick, we offer it to thy divine majesty. A person was dragged into the cavern. Their head was covered with a bag, so I couldn't see who it was. I shuddered at the realization of what was about to happen. My nerves were overstrung. I didn't know what to do, and just watched it. Hear us, O Jewitt. Accept our gift to thee, O Lord. Come to us in flesh and spirit. Let thee be born in this mortal world. Bestow thy grace on humble slaves of thine. Open for us the doors of Utlan, the beautiful and perfect world of thine. Let us serve thee for centuries to come, O Lord. After those words, each of the robot silhouettes raised a clay cup and put his contents in their mouths. A moment later, they resumed humming the already familiar motif. On top of that, everyone started chanting one single word: Jewitt, Jewitt, Jewitt. The person who was about to be sacrificed let out a piteous groan. I realized it was a girl. She could very well be Handy. The thought was so terrifying it almost made my heart stop. Meanwhile, the tall man went on. I plead thee to accept this vessel, O Lord, for thy will is our will. Having finished this ritual speech, the man unsheathed a carved dagger and removed the bag from the head of his offering. I clenched my eyes shut and stopped breathing. Soon my ears caught the shrill, choking cry of pain, my lips starting to tremble. For a while nothing happened, but then the chanting ceased. I felt a strange premonition of someone's approach. The dome was being filled with other worldly presence. Waves of air rolled over the entire cavern and resonated against the walls. I was looking in all directions trying to locate its source, but the stone hall was empty, except for the people and mushrooms. The air was growing heavier, pressing down on me with incredible power. Fear gripped all of me, my heart beating a frantic rhythm in my chest, space distorted in eerie proportions, stretching immeasurably wide and then shrinking to a single point. The air kept heating up until at the highest point the tension suddenly dissipated. It seemed like the mushroom let out a wave of purple mist for a moment. The cultists fell asleep. It was so unbelievable that I almost forgot to breathe. And the whispering, it was hypnotizing, and it came right from the mushroom's direction. I just remained there, totally stupefied, until I realized that was my only chance to get past these maniacs. I took a few cautious steps out from behind the rocks. Nobody moved. Their limp bodies stayed exactly where they were. I could hear neither their breathing nor snoring. Are they even alive? But I had neither time nor intention to finding that out. Another corridor could be seen ahead. I was about to start toward it, but my eyes picked out a familiar silhouette on the floor. I approached the big mushroom. Nina lay face down at its bottom. I recognized her by her woolen white dress, now covered in dark, glittering stains. A black puddle spread beneath her. Blood was everywhere. I lost my last shred of composure. My whole body shuddered and I fell to my knees. Shadows were creeping around me. At first I thought it was the cultists coming out of their trance, but I was wrong. A dark purple wave swept along the ground and surged up the giant mushroom, enclosing it in a spiral of mist. What the fuck? It was on the verge of dream and reality, such a bizarre scene that I thought I was delirious. The dark mass rose above the mushroom and formed into a hideous creature. There was no human face or animal muscle where the head was supposed to be, just a pitch black flesh. I was looking to the void, the endless, all-consuming void that terrified me and drove me to madness. I faced the primal fear itself. I would have gone mad if not for someone grabbing me by the shoulder and forcibly turning me around. Oh shit, I'm going to die. A black robe flashed before my eyes, massive paws with long claws, hugging muscle and tiny beads of eyes above it. A giant mole. Okay, I've lost my mind after all. It barked in a human voice. How dare you disturb my lord? We were approached by the other demons. They were not humans, but monsters. A nice blade gleamed. You filthy rat, you've angered him, you have secreted him, so wash your sins away with blood. Sharp metal beat at my throat. I clutched at my neck. Hot blood was flowing down my hands. I choked on it as I collapsed to the ground. Today our Lord will sate his hunger. Did I die? Life was slowly flowing out of me. My consciousness was fading. It was the end. I was sure of it. I felt neither pain nor anything else. All physical sensations disappeared. White sparks flashed before my eyes. The flow of sparks grew in intensity. I noticed galaxies and planets among them. The endless space was dotted with countless cosmic bodies. It was pressing upon me with the power of its infiniteness. I saw a light far away. Its aureole was growing in size until it occupied my entire field of vision. The light was mercilessly burning my eyes, and I squeezed them shut. And then, probably the mother? No? The fuck, a temple? An unfamiliar city. I had never seen anything like it. It was frozen in time, desert, and engulfed in grave silence. Not a soul walked in its streets, and not even the slightest gust of wind blew there. I couldn't recognize any known architectural style in the buildings around me. Besides, the buildings were much larger than their earthly counterparts. I noticed that by looking at the front doors, which were at least 9 feet high. It was like the city was inhabited by some alien race rather than by humans. Well, if it was inhabited at all, for the streets were completely deserted. Walls and roofs were covered in something holly and slippery. Mushrooms and slime were everywhere. There was a huge pyramid nearby. I even remember the proper word to call it ziggurat. It was its top was touching the sky, in the most literal sense, and there was a dark spot in the sky, a hole through which I could see the stars. What's that? A dream? A shadow fell on the ground. Someone was approaching me from behind. I couldn't tell whether it was human or an animal by the shape of the shadow. The shape was constantly changing. The dark shadow grew in size, stretching its countless limbs in all directions. I could tell some of these ugly tentacles were going on my way. I couldn't bring myself to turn around, being engulfed by terror. One of the shadow hands slowly reached forward, trying to grab me. I broke into a run along the twisty familiar streets. However, the way I ran was quite unusual. My legs were not moving, and I was floating through the air. The creature behind my back uttered a guttural howl and dashed after me. Driven by terror, I reached the bottom of the ziggurat, which turned out to be even more enormous up close. An incredible long staircase led to the entrance. Every single one of the countless steps was knee-high. I was surprised by how easy it was to climb it. As light was fed, I was jumping over 3 steps at a time. I felt weightless. I was not getting tired too. I wasn't even out of breath. If I breathed at all. How is it possible? It must be a dream. I almost reached the entrance when my pursuer wrapped its tentacle around my leg, squeezing and burning it. I cried out. I had no sensations before, so the pain was sudden. I turned around to see who it was. It was the creature from the cave, the one I saw near the big mushroom. My nose caught the smell of rotting flesh coming right out of the creature's bottomless mouth. It wanted to devour me, that was sure of. A spear flew past me and went straight into the creature's mouth. It came from the entrance direction. The beast hissed and let go of my leg. I fell onto the steps. Then, without a second thought, I rushed to the towering gates. I was barely able to squeeze my way between the huge gate's leaves. Still trembling out of terror, I fell to my knees. Suddenly, I felt so exhausted. What was that? If this is a dream, why everything feels so real now? As I was trying to recover from the recent shock, another disaster fell upon me. I felt someone touching my shoulder. I lost my nerve long ago, so I shrieked like a girl. I forced myself to turn around, expecting another monster. Okay. But this one resembled a human, or rather a burned human corpse, scorched. On its face I could see neither eyes nor mouth nor nose. It was just a black mass of flesh, soot, and ash. Stay back! Terrified, I crawled back, trying to find anything I could use to defend myself. But my hands went through objects. I even felt like I was sinking under the floor. Finally I saw a stone, which glowed dimly with a golden radiance. It looked like a piece of cornice covered with some fancy ornament. I grabbed it and turned around, ready to strike, but Scorched just stood there, not even trying to attack me. In his hand I saw a spear, which looked exactly like the one that pierced the creature's throat. He saw it crouched, putting the spear down on the marble floor. Then he stood back up, still moving real slow, and took a step in my direction. Don't come any closer, or you'll get hurt. I kept crawling back until my back was against the wall. I had nowhere to run, and Scorch was coming closer. I had no idea what his intentions were. He looked just as bizarre as everything else here, but I had a feeling he was less hostile. I felt that Scorch had no intention of hurting me. He put his up and down the floor, making it clear he came in peace. And this spear, could he be the one who helped me escape the monster's clutch? I tossed the stone away. It fell to the floor with a thud. Scorch approached slowly. He was waiting for something. He seemed to be looking all over me. Thought it was hard to find something that even remotely resembled eyes on his face, if one could call that a face. I took a deep breath, trying to get a hold of myself, but 1,000 bells were ringing inside my head, and my heart was beating as fast as a drum. Before I noticed, a haze covered my eyes, and my cautions left me. Okay. Well, he wasn't trying to attack us, so. I was brought to my senses by the nauseating smell of dead flesh. Okay, where the hell are we now? As I opened my eyes, I saw the semi-transparent caps of the large spiral hats scattered around. The caps emitted a light glow, so it was quite bright compared to the caves I went through earlier. Each time I tried to get on my feet, my hands and legs slipped on the slimy substance beneath me, and I fell again. The unusually viscous mycelium was everywhere. Something snapped under my hand. Once I saw what it was, I shrank back in terror. Bones and skulls could be seen beneath the semi-transparent layer of mycelium, and on its surface rested fresher bodies, and by fresh I meant those bodies were yet to be overgrown with mycelium. However, it was obvious that the corpse had been here for months. Strips of black flesh dangled from the bones, and clothes had turned to something resembling slimy seaweed. My throat spasmed and I felt like I was about to throw up, but nothing came out as my stomach was empty. Strong cough stormed at my throat, and tears came to my eyes, either from the stench or from horror. I couldn't even bear looking at it any longer, so I clasped my head with both hands and squeezed my eyes shut. My whole body shuddered out of horror and disgust, and my heart threatened to break through my ribs. I want to get out of here. Run as far as I can, right now. I forced myself to snap out of those thoughts. I staggered to my feet and took a few awkward steps. It was hard to walk through the bumpy and slippery mass. The death smell was making me dumb, everything was spinning around me, and my body was shaking like I had to run a marathon. Clutching my nose, I made my way through the uneven rows of mushrooms and mountains of corpses. Then I saw the stone wall of the ditch. Before climbing it, I noticed something. The bodies of Ian and Nina lay nearby. Signs of lividity could already be seen on them. Again, I barely managed not to throw up. I turned away and slumped against the wall. Oh god, I know them for a day, but I felt so bitter that they died so young. Thoughts raced through my head. What kind of bastards did this to them? To everyone here. So that's where people disappeared to, all those years. I was struck by a realization. Mom must be somewhere here too. It's been so many years, I doubt there's still something left of her. Tears prickled my eyes and I felt my chest tighten. I'm done, I just can't endure it any longer. I must get out of here right now. I used the protruding rocks to climb up the slanting wall. It turned out to be harder than I thought. Despite that, I overcame the obstacle quite fast and crawled into a big cavern. The smell of the corpse faded a little, but I didn't feel any better. How did I even end up there? I had been killed, right? I remembered the burning sensation of the sharp blade sliding across my throat. A nasty goosebump ran down my spine. I touched my t-shirt. It was wet. My fingers were soaked in something dark red. I was covered in blood. My shivering intensified even further, and I reached for my throat to find there the uneven reach of a fresh scar. Oh god. Nothing of this made any sense. Maybe I'll just imagine all of it? No, it felt too real to be a work of imagination, too painful, too unbearable, and too disgusting. It was no coincidence that I woke up in that pit. I was thrown into the grave because I belonged there. I was surrounded by the dead. I lay among them, breathing the smell of death. The thought was so revolting, it made me shudder. My skin began to itch, and I scratched it until I started to bleed. I just wanted to scrap off the parts that had been touched by them. It was not right for me to be there. I'm alive, doesn't matter why, I know I survived, but I'm alive. I clasped my head, fearing it was about to burst, as if I didn't have enough shit on my plate already. I started to recall how I ended up here. First, we followed the trail in the forest, then had a picnic by the fire, after which we fell into that hole. The ugly creatures near the monster's mushroom, the ritual. Just how long have I been in that corpse ditch? Andy, how is she? And Nash? What if they are dead? But I haven't seen them in the pit. Maybe I just missed them? No, I'm never going there again. I looked around, I saw nothing but stones, mushrooms and mold, not a single sign of Bizarre City and the huge temple in its center. Turns out it was just a dream. Too bad the caves were not. I had no idea how to get out of here, but there was no point in staying, so I headed for the closest corridor. I did my best to walk as slowly as quietly as possible, straining my ears to hear any kind of noise. Literally everything made me panic. A stone that bounced aside, a drop of water that trickled down the stone wall and splashed on the ground. I started to shake from the cold. A yawn came out of nowhere. I was barely able to move my legs. The narrow corridor ended, and I stepped into another part of the caves. An unnatural green light loomed out of the blackness in front of me. My heart dropped. I immediately turned it away, trying to move as quietly as possible. I hid behind a pile of rocks. When I stuck my head out of my shelter, I saw two human silhouettes nearby. One of them held a light stick. I'd seen those in movies. It was the source of the strange green light. By their side was an animal that resembled a dog. It was hard to tell from here, but it seemed to not have the hind legs. Instead, there was a massive tail at the rear end of its body. I've seen that beast before. It was the monster that had attacked us in the forest. The monster that ripped Ian to pieces. The monster that chased me into this pit of hell. Suddenly I heard the normal human speech. Hurry up, you freak. One of the silhouettes raised some sort of device, and the massive collar around the creature's neck burst into blue sparks. The beast gave out a nasty sound, a mix of squealing and gurgling, and started to seal with stones the passage, which I hadn't noticed before because of the darkness. Apparently they used electricity to control it. I heard a piece of their conversation. So what are we going to do with those two? Offer them to our lord, of course. You know nobody is allowed to leave this place alive. I feel sorry for them. Those two? Nash and Andy? So they are still alive. It's their own fault. She'll have no better than to wander in here. But they are so young. Forget about those brats. You know what our Lord will give us when we find a vessel for him. I'm not sure. Will we ever find it? We fail. Mole screwed up again. Watch your tongue. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't know shit, I say. So many deaths. I can't take it anymore. What? You want to quit? I'll strangle you myself. The cultist started a heated argument, completely forget about everything else. Listening to the squabble, I didn't notice someone approaching my hiding place. The beast smelled me. I pressed my back into the rocks. I was so terrified my breathing grew fast and shallow, so I covered my mouth with my hand, trying to conceal it. The creature was coming. Its black shadow was creeping behind like water flowing over stones. Do not move or run. Do not move. Right in front of me, at arm's length, emerged the terrifying, already familiar snout. The beast slowly turned its head and stared at me. Drool trickled down from its giant mouth. Its small ugly eyes with glints of green from the light stick were studying me closely. It's over, I'm dead. It's going to rip me to pieces right now. But it didn't. I didn't know why, but to me its eyes looked like those of a puppy waiting to be petted. We stare at each other in the eye for it seemed like an eternity, but were interrupted by electric discharge of the color. The beast growled in pain and returned to work. You stupid creature, why would you go there? I heard the boot slamming into flesh. Once again the beast let out a growl that would have taken the heart out of me earlier, but now I could hear that the creature was in pain. It made me feel creepy. The light of the stick was growing brighter. Someone of the two was approaching my hideout. When he saw me, he cried out either from fear or surprise. Oh lord! I should have run, but I froze in shock. I expected to see a human face, but I saw a skull instead. Am I in hell? Another scout came up and flinched once he saw me. What the heck? He should be freaking dead. His scream brought me out of my daze and I left them behind. I was running through the dark narrow passage, occasionally illuminated by the dim glow of small spiral heads. My eyes were barely able to see the ground, so I missed the point where the passage began to slope. As a result, I lost my balance and started to roll down. By the time I stopped at my side, I was bruised and my arm was scratched, but at least I didn't break any bones. For some time I just lay motionless, striving to hear any signs of my pursuers. However, I heard nothing but the dripping of water and the rattling of stones. Those two either lost me or decided to stop the pursuit. I tried to get back on my feet, but fell again. Suddenly, I felt very dizzy. Blood pulsed in my ears, and purple cords of veins bulged on my skin. What the? It was like my blood was boiling, burning from the inside every single one of my veins. My stomach twisted with unbearable pain, as if something inside me was trying to rearrange my internal organs to its liking. It rolled my guts into a ball, tortured my stomach with sharp needles, squeezed my heart with a grip of steel, and ripped my lungs to pieces. A heat that was alien to my body but burned inside. It was so painful I stopped breathing. Gallons of sweat poured from my body, soaking my clothes and making my hair stick to my forehead. Pain paralyzed my body, and a white haze filled my vision. The city from earlier appeared before my eyes. The street, so deserted, was frightening. The giant pyramid, its top hidden behind the thick clouds. The endless staircase that led to the temple's entrance. And the evil spirit, the darkness within it that destroyed everything it touched. It swept over me, washing away the pain and the heat. Finally, I was able to breathe again. I began to gulp the air into my lungs. It smelled of mold and mushrooms. I tried to sit up as I came to my senses, but a sharp pain pierced my head, and something warm trickled down from my nose. I licked my lips and felt the metallic taste on my tongue. I wiped the blood with the back of my hand. Fuck! What's this? Something was wrong with me. An awful guess flashed through my mind. I knew I had been offered as a sacrifice, something evil and poisonous living in that monster of a mushroom, and now it somehow infiltrated my body. I felt it with my every cell. My head was swarming with troubling thoughts and countless questions, and I knew no answers. It can't be. This is just impossible. What should I do now? So, the creature from my dream is the one torturing me? Where did it come from? What does it want from me? Maybe I should go back to those freaks near the big mushroom? No, it was them who killed me. Kill it, but I'm alive. My head is going to burst. The outburst of pain earlier had taken a lot of my strength, so I could barely move my legs. I thrust into a big cavern. It looked like some sort of underground laboratory and was filled with shelves and a bench. There was also a cage and someone was inside. Andy! Alex! I couldn't believe my eyes. My heart skipped a beat because of joy, not fear for once. You are alive! She reached out to me and took my hand in her hands. After that, she stared in my face for a long time, as if she couldn't believe I was real. I was scared. I thought I'll never see you again. You look terrible. She stroked my face and hair. You have a fever. I was so happy that she was alright. I pushed her hands away. Suddenly, they had become cold and slimy. Her face turned blue, and bones could be seen through the holes in her skin. In a moment, the face I loved so much disappeared, and I could see only a lifeless skull before me. My nose caught the smell of decay. What are you doing? Then the mirage faded away. Once again, it was Handy who stared at me, the warm, alive, and scared Handy. She reached out to me, but I crawled back. Don't, muttered I. What have they done to you? You are bleeding. I took a deep breath to regain my composure. No time to explain. I'm not sure myself. How did you end up here? We were waiting. That was the only thing we could do, and they found us. I was so happy. But when they went down to help us, turned out they were not the rescue team. The blood drained from our face. They put us to sleep with some sort of gas. What happened to you? I was trying to find the way out, but ended up walking even deeper into the cave. These are den of some sort of beasts. Yeah, the masks they are wearing are so creepy. They look like monsters from nightmares. I hadn't even realized they were masks. Instead, my imagination had turned them into real monsters. When I woke up, I heard them speaking. They were going to perform a ritual to make a sacrifice. Can you believe it? Yeah, I know. She stared at me with astonished eyes. Don't tell me you. Yes, I was there. Anina, she's dead. I saw them cutting her throat. Are you sure? Yes, after that, I don't know what they did, but I blacked out, and when I woke up, I found myself among dead bodies in a ditch. God, Alex, don't scare me like that. She reached out to me again, trying to comfort me. No, I'll be lying there among the dead. My skin is still itching. I'm still not myself. You shouldn't touch me. We spent some time in silence. Handy blankly stared at the ground. There's the other dude. I heard a faint groan. That's when I remember about Nash. Is he alright? His chest was heaving with heavy, rugged breathing. His dry, pale lips were trembling, murmuring something incoherent. He was delirious. Handy lifted his tank top, showing me the inflamed wound on his side. He's burning up. It must be an infection. I asked for help, but those freaks did nothing. That's only fair. They don't need us alive after all. How can I help? Clearly scared, she looked at Nash's face. I realized his condition was grave. Andy? We have to stop the infection. Antibiotics. What antibiotics exactly? I don't know. She broke into tears, covering her face with her hands. I licked my lips nervously and looked around. The cage was chained and locked. It will not be easy to set my friends free. Even if I found the key, what will I do with Nash? I won't be able to carry him outside. And if I, by some sort of miracle, manage to get away from here alone, it won't do any good either. The fever will have finished him off by then. Behind the stalagmites, I could see the lab bench with all sorts of junk on them. There should be medicine. I'll go have a look. I was about to get back on my feet, but Annie grabbed my hand. I winced at her sudden touch. Wait! There was so much pain and fear in her eyes. I had never seen her so helpless before. She reluctantly let go of my hand. Sorry, go. What is it? I'm so scared. I don't want you to leave. I won't go far, just behind those rocks. I know, it's just... When I woke up, you weren't there. My imagination ran wild. I picture you lying somewhere in the dark, crushed by the rocks and suffocating. You'll cry for help and no one will hear. I hate to let you go there alone. I would love to say that everything will be fine, but it won't, right? You will once say that everything depends on us. You don't believe this now? I'm locked in a cage, my boyfriend is dying in my arms, and my friend looks like he was run over by a truck. I don't know what to believe in anymore. And these bloody caves. There are so many insects here that I've never seen on servers. I've already been beaten by one of those fiends. Sorry, it's nothing compared to what you've been through. Don't say that, you have suffered too. How can you be so brave? Brave? Andy, I'm terrified. I don't even know what's happening to me. I've never been so scared in my life. I was about to crack my head open against the wall to make it all stop, but I knew you were close. I knew I had to help you no matter what. You and Ash, of course. I don't have any right to give up, you know. And you too. We have to be strong to survive this. I must find the medicine, and you must get a hold of yourself and look after Nash. If you do, it will be easy for me knowing you two are alright. Oh, thank you. I feel better now. Go, before anyone comes. I hated to leave her like this, but it was a race against the clock. With a heavy heart, I headed for the laboratory. I tried to give my full attention to the search. The lamp bench were piled with papers and folders. The stands were full of bright colored drawings and diagrams explaining the miraculous properties of spiral arts, mind expansion, healing. The last one caught my attention. I came across a stack of stapled journals, each one with which was filled with neat handwriting from cover to cover. Various observations were described in these actually looked like more like a personal diary than a proper scientific work. I was skipping through the page until I saw a drawing of an animal which seemed familiar. Was an explanation below the picture. Digger, a creature from Jiut's world. Judging by the notes, the beast had originally been found here among the mushrooms. They awoke it with some sort of bloody ritual. Digger, from the world of Jiut. Nonsense, I would have said under normal circumstances, but the recent events have changed my views on what normal is. Now I could believe literally anything. This page might have the answers I needed, but I had no time for reading. I was about to close the journal when I noticed pictures at the end of it, awkward scratch made by hand. The paintings depicted the exact same cityscape I had seen it in my dream. The city looked very similar. The same alien streets, the same ziggurat. But people walked the streets, surrounded by lush trees, and there was a clear sky over their heads. Is this just an interpretation of the artist? The city in my dream was certain cursed with terrible blight brought by a mysterious monster, which with each picture I was sinking deeper into the abyss of fear. Someone had seen it too, which means my dream was not a dream at all. My fingers kept frankly flipping through the page. I was so nervous I even tore one page up. And then I saw it. It appeared on the paper. The formless monster resembling a tangled knot of black flesh. I remembered its horrifying grasp, and my ankle hurt as if it would be burned. I felt the heat spreading throughout my body. My breathing grew quick. I felt the sudden urge to shut the journal, tear it to pieces, and hurl it into the fire. But I kept looking at the sloppy drawing of the monster. The note close to it was as follows: Jewett is our lord, the intangible spirit. We must find him a body, but not anybody will do. He seeks special blood, the blood of descent of an ancient Native American tribe called Yahuali. Why this tribe, our Lord will not tell me. He did not tell me even how to recognize a person who bears his blood. Perhaps Yahuali were the first people he came into contact with, the first and only ones he bestowed his grace upon. I have been looking for information on that tribe, and now I have a few clues. A drop of blood from my nose stained the page. My head was spinning so much I fell on my knees. I felt like I was about to throw up. No, you can't black out right now. The city and the magnificent temple appear before my eyes. Don't you dare lose your conscience. Not now, I still have to find the medicine for Nash. I have to get my friends out of here. Probably we are a person from that thing, Native American. That Yahuli or something like that. The seizure was slowly subsiding, and I was feeling better. I was still on my knees trying to catch my breath when I noticed an ordinary trash can under the desk. Among the trash there was an empty paper cup, a cup with the logo of the coffee shop I worked in. I looked at the cup over, but it was hard to tell how long it had been there. Thought my nose caught the distinct scent of cinnamon. Many people in Mist Valley preferred this type of coffee. Even my boss actually was head over heels with it. Heavy thoughts occupy my head. Seems like members of that underground sect frequent our coffee shop. An unpleasant chill ran down my spine once I realized that I had been so close to danger all this time. To think that people living in the same town with me did something so despicable. I threw the cup into the can and went back looking for the medicine. There was another desk and a small rack with something resembling a first aid kit on one of the shelves. Check the desk. The first thing I noticed was a wooden photo frame, covered in mold due to humidity. Inside was a photo of two souls apparently comrades in arms. There was a description on the back, Memory Eternal 2003. Who is this? I carefully inspected the man's face. Unable to recognize either of them, I placed the photo frame back on the desk. That's when I noticed a syringe filled with purple liquid and a note nearby. An improved version of the Spiral Heart potion. If it's done right, we will be close to major breakthrough. An effective cure for all kinds of infection will be available to us. We will test the potion after the eclipse. That's exactly what I needed. It might help Nash or not. What I'm even thinking. This drug was produced under horrible conditions. It hasn't even been tested yet. And who knows what's in it. It will do more harm than good. Suddenly I hear footsteps and someone speaking. Like a jolt of electricity, fear coursed through my body. I cursed at myself for wasting so much time rummaging through stupid journals. It was too late to run. I needed to find a place to hide. I was about to dive under the desk when I was struck by the idea of taking the syringe with me. It was clearly visible, so if they notice it's gone, they will immediately realize I was here. But if I were to leave it, they might take it somewhere else. Take. I would hate to miss my only chance to save Nash. I grabbed medicine, hoping the bastard wouldn't notice. I barely made it under the desk in time. Two men entered the laboratory. I could see their dust-covered bulge pacing around. He's not here. Ah, I know, right? He barked that in his deep bass voice. It sounded more like a growl of an animal rather than a human voice. Mole was fierce and wasn't even trying to hold himself back. In a fit of anger, he hurled something at the wall. I was able to pick out a set of keys on his belt. His partner in turn stayed calm. He won't escape from here. We'll find him, unless the guys are wrong, of course. They are not. You were, Coyote. You were the one who persuaded me to leave the brat alone. You convinced me that since the mother was not the one, neither will be her son. And I believe it, you mongrel. I believe it myself, Mole. I'm starting to have a second thought. Maybe the fire that night was your doing too? Don't be ridiculous. We took an oath to serve our Lord, to love him, to protect him, to give him everything for our goal. His will is our will, and I remain his servant as we all do. Oh, I'm sure our Lord is happy to hear that. And you know what will make him even happier? A vessel. Exactly, so go find him, now. I've already got my boys searching for the corridors. Everyone is pulling their weight. You won't run far. Calm down. I've been waiting for so many years. We have failed countless times. How can I be calm? Trust me, I share your feelings, but we need your mind crystal clear, not occupied with worries. I'll take care of everything. I hope so, Coyote. By the way, what are you going to do with the prisoners? The guy is done for. Throw him into the mycelium. Nash, no. It will be done. There was a pause between the two. Something else? What about the girl? His voice trembled faintly as he said that. Haha. It almost felt like this laughter shook the ground itself. She'll remain our guest for some time. I see. You have a problem with that? I don't, but you said there will no longer be a need of for spilling any more blood if we found the vessel. And you said, my friend, that you'll give him everything for our cause, or does my memory fail me? Mole clenched his fist as if getting ready to jump on his companion. The reach is above everything, and no one leaves this cave until I perform it. Another cultist walked in, interrupting their conversation. Brothers, we are yet to find the vessel. So are you here? Don't come empty-handed. There's quite a commotion on the surface. Search parties are combing the woods. We saw this coming. That's not all. They found the passage. Our informer tells us that bigger shots are coming soon. They are bringing a unit from the big city. Ah, cut the bullshit, you bastard. We have been in the shadows for so many years. It's impossible to find us. Mole grabbed his minion by the collar. Calm down. They won't find us before the eclipse, I'm sure of it. Did the diggers seal all the passage? Yes. They won't be able to go deep enough to find us. Let him go, Mole. Mole reluctantly released the man out of his paws. Find the brat now. We are doing our best. It's hard to search in the dark. You should have caught him right away. What were you even thinking? We didn't know. Morons, it was obvious that our Lord chosen him. How could you let him slip away? Same question to you, Mole. What did you say? Nothing. He's leaving already, right, buddy? It was you too. It was you who messed it up. You told us to dispose of the body. We should have waited a little longer. Now you're gonna tell me how to do my job? Why not? This was our first vessel ever, and we almost let him slip through our fingers. Buddy, go back to searching. But Coyote's words remained unneeded. Mole stormed at his underling who had dared to challenge his authority. You think you know everything? The smartest guy in the room, huh? I discovered this place. Our Lord anointed me his Messiah. I deliver his will. Then the reserve inside your head stopped working. Me and the guys have been thinking that woman from 7 years ago was a perfect vessel. We could have carried out its will long ago, if not for your oversight. You do nothing but order us around and abuse us. Everyone is sick of you. How dare you! I heard the sounds of a scuffle. Stop that! You filthy good for nothing rats. You can't even do your job right. And now you are scheming behind my back? Coyote tried to stop him, but to no avail. Unable to suppress his anger any longer, Mole jumped on his underling. In the heat of the brawl, they slammed into the desk, which served as my hiding place. I heard the crunching of bones. The man fell in just a couple of inches away from me. The mask dropped off his face, revealing the broken jaw. He was still alive, his body convulsing with pain. His eyes, swollen red with blood, were spinning around until they stopped on me. I froze, forgetting to breathe. Mole, a massive boot, fell on the unfortunate man's head. In a frenzy of rage, he kept stomping on it until the skull cracked like a nut. My face was sprinkled with fresh blood, barely able to suppress a scream of terror. I buried my head in my knees. Hang in there, think of something good. Finally, he was done venting his anger. Calm down, take a deep breath. Get off my back. Trying to recover his breath, Mole leaned against the desk beneath which I was hiding. I could see his boot covered in blood and greyish bits of brain. It's not my fault. Not mine. We must find. We must. We should clean up this mess. I'll ask someone who's less talkative. I'll handle it. You rest for now. Finally, Mole came to his senses. Wait, where's the medicine? Where's your medicine? You left it on desk, right? I froze in fear. There was no answer, and silence drove me crazy. I was so scared I forgot how to blink and breathe. Don't look down. Here you are, little rat. Mole seized me with his paws and pulled me out from under the desk. Without any thinking, I stabbed his shoulder with the syringe, but the needle snapped, being too fragile to pierce his clothes. Mole got even angrier, snatched the syringe and squeezed it. I saw the purple medicine trickling down his ugly paw. Oh no, my heart tightened in my chest as I realized I missed my chance to save Nash. Mole delivers such a heavy blow to my head that it nearly made me deaf. Everything spinned around me and I could barely see. Damn. So there's no way to take the syringe and escape? The two cultists twisted my hands behind my back, completely immobilizing me. Mist covered my eyes. I was so scared my brain stopped functioning. I had no energy to resist. I could hear Andy sobbing behind my back, but could not see her. My head spun and a wild spasm of pain tore through my body. I was carried to the car and that's where my nightmare began. I was surrounded by people wearing masks. They all looked like demons that came straight out of hell. I was too scared and tested up to keep track of what was happening around me. Still, I noticed that there were about 8 of them, or 10, or even more. They were clad in baggy robes, so it was impossible to tell whether they were men or women, young or old. Not a single hair stuck out from their capes, not bare skin either. Every last of one of them had a mask on their face and gloves on their hands. Nothing my eyes could use as a clue. The big guy in the center, Mold, started a speech. Brothers and sisters, we have been waiting for so long for our Lord to reveal himself to us. Yes! Finally, he will show us his power, will invite us to the kingdom of his, and will bestow on us the blessing of eternal life. We have been nourishing him, protecting him, and tirelessly fulfilling his will. And so he has descended upon us. Yes, he has chosen us a vessel which shall embody his great spirit in the promised land. Yes. This young man is already carrying his spirit in him. I can see it in his eyes. The crowd exhaled. It was stirring and swaying in unison. Our Lord has freed this lamb from the clutch of death so that he can be reborn in this mortal body. And we shall fulfill his will, yes. Our Lord shall receive flesh and blood. He shall open the gates of Yutulan for us. All we have to do is wait for the hour of the dead sun is signed. Then we will complete the ritual. Yes. And now we shall prepare the vessel for his arrival. My vision was blurred. The pain had exhausted me so much that I couldn't even think of resisting or running. Not that I would have any chance of doing either though. I was outnumbered. This is the end. Nash, Andy, forgive me. I was not able to save you. I was carried to the mushrooms I threw at its bottom. The cultists kept humming their hellish motif, which made me feel even sicker. Mole approached me and held out a bowl with something purplish and viscous inside. Accept his spirit and become him. No! I pushed his hand back. The ceramic ball fell on the ground and shattered to pieces. I shouldn't have done that. It was stupid and thoughtless of me. I thought Mole would punch me in the face or even make me bleed, but he just clutched at my throat, not to strangle but to immobilize my head. Your suffering shall end soon. My body was shaking. My eyes saw double and began to choke as I felt heat spreading throughout me. My lips were trembling and my voice was cracking. Why are you doing this? You have seen him, right? Our Lord and Utlan, the world he will come from. I know you have seen him. We will give him what he seeks, a body of flesh and blood. And he chosen you, that's a great honor. He shall open the gates of Utlan for us. And what's in that for you? Eternal wisdom, immortality, harmony. But I've been there and there's nothing but death, emptiness. Whoever your lord is, he will not bring any good. Oh yes, he saw it, brothers and sisters. He has been in his dominion. We are on the right path. The crowd rejoiced. Hey, are you even listening to what I'm saying? They didn't even care. Mole picked up the remains of the purple mass from the ground and shoved it to my mouth. Now accept his spirit. The heat inside me grew even hotter. Mole let go of my neck and I collapsed. I felt something twisting inside me as if trying to tear my intestines apart. The crowd grew restless, everyone was trying to keep a distance from me. Soon I couldn't see or hear anymore. I was convulsing, my body shaking violently like a fish struggling ashore. Darkness filled my vision and I passed out. Probably go back to that place, is it? Here again, and this is not a dream, I know it now. In this ominous silence, I was all alone. The darkness of the hall, I found myself in was pierced by faint rays of light from tiny holes in the walls. I got up on my feet and proceeded deeper in some sort of bizarre room, or rather a large corridor with a colonnade. I had to walk for quite a while. At the end of the seemingly endless corridor was a door. It was smaller than the one at the main entrance, but still pretty huge. And behind it, the hell is that? I saw a hall of enormous size. It was illuminated by the warm light coming from above. The sheer scale of the building took my breath away. It was like a city. The insanely long corridor that we'd seen earlier was a child bedroom compared to this monstrosity. There was a huge pillar of light and a shining statue inside it. I came close, but the stone carving still looked completely abstract and formless to me. There was a tablet at the bottom. It was covered with bizarre symbols that I could not read. Everything around me was in ruins, as if destroyed by something or someone unknown. I wanted to touch the statue, but failed to do it. Something unusual happened to my hands. They became transparent and glowed faintly with a yellow radiance. Under different circumstances, I would have freaked out, but here everything felt like a dream and seemed normal. Some of the objects around me had the same phantom yellow aura, only those I could touch. I picked up a phantom stone from the ground. It was pleasant to actually feel its weight in my hand. Why? What does it mean? I was immersed in my thoughts, contemplating just how bizarre this place was. Because of that, I didn't even notice someone hiding behind the statue. You again. Scorched stepped cautiously out from behind the statue and waved his hand at me timidly. It looked ridiculous considering the surroundings and his appearance. Who the hell are you anyway? There was no answer. Obviously he could not talk due to his wounds. How did I get here? This is not a dream, is it? He shook his head. How do I get out of here? He gestured me to follow him. You know the way? A nod. It's not like I had a choice, so I decided to follow the mysterious stranger. So this is Yutulan? A nod. Is this your home? He shook his head. No? Okay. Does someone live here? Scorcher pointed at his mouth and shrugged his shoulders in confusion. Fine, I get it. You can talk. Man, I don't understand a damn thing. First I'm in one place and then I'm in another. Scorcher showed me his arm and pointed it to his wrist. He seemed really agitated. No time? A nod. Why? He turned his head toward the door and squirmed. Jewett? He shrugged upon hearing the name, then nodded nervously. Is he bothering you too? He shook his head and pointed at me. Yeah, it's me who is after. Scourge ran his finger across his throat and threw his head back comically, mimicking a corpse. Yeah, I get it. I'm either asleep or hallucinating, as Andy said. I couldn't find a reasonable explanation for whatever was happening. The only thing I could rely on was my own sensations, and I sensed that my presence here was not the physical kind. I could only touch those objects that glowed with yellow, the same yellow glow that I radiate myself. It was like two different worlds existing in Yotlan, the physical one and the spiritual one. I was transported here right after the bloody ritual, in which I unwillingly participated. I felt like I too was split in two, and now Jewett was putting all his effort into destroying my soul. Scorcher was pretty quick on his feet. He was walking ahead, looking back at me from time to time to make sure I was following him. I pondered who he was. He was about my height, way too small for local buildings. His gesture, the way he moved, he looked human but mutilated to the point of being totally unrecognizable. I could feel waves of alien presence spreading through the air, just like back in the cavern right before the ritual. Jewett was close. He was going to break into here to devour my soul. Scorch showed me a narrow passage that led to another corridor. There were numerous niches in its walls. One of those led to a small room that stored a variety of weapons. Most of the weapons were broken and rusty, but among the piles of junk was a fine spear. It stood out not only because it wasn't broken, but also because glowed with the already familiar yellow radiance. I thought that it wouldn't hurt to get myself a weapon, but the passage to the room was blocked by a lump of phantom substance, which in turn was permeated by yellow streaks. While I was inspecting, the air pressure reached to its limit. I heard something banging at the front door of the pyramid with all its might. We had moved quite a distance from the entrance, but the shock from the blows shook the marble floor beneath our feet, kicking up dust into the air. He's back. Scorched clasped his head and cawed in fear, but soon jumped back on his feet and gestured me to run. We had to reach the top of the pyramidal temple as soon as possible. But should we really go unarmed? Scorched had managed to drive Jewett away with the same spear. Should I waste the precious time to get myself a weapon? Take the spear. I ran to the phantom substance, grabbed one of the protrusions and yanked it back. It crumbled into dust. I did the same with the remaining substance, thus clearing my way in. Then I climbed the path of broken weapons. The sharp shards and edge didn't leave a scratch on my legs. I would have never reached the spear unscathed if this was the real world. Here it seemed like I was floating above all kinds of surface. Scorched was on the lookout. He was really agitated, waving his hands at me and urging me to get out of there. I grasped the shaft and pulled it, but the spear won't budge, being stuck under the pillar of stones. I had to put a considerable amount of effort into moving one of the stones. Finally, the spear was in my hands. Okay, let's go now. We sprinted through the long corridor. At the end of it, I saw something that one could call an elevator. Thought it didn't have any ropes, walls, buttons, or any other human stuff. It was just a round platform, but it didn't make it to it. Clouds of dust were kicked into the air, and large slabs of stone flew in all directions. Jewett broke into the corridor through the wall and blocked our way with its monstrous body. I stopped in my tracks, barely able to keep my balance. Then Scorch and I turned around and rushed back. What other choice did we have? I could hear Jewett howling behind our backs. When he needed some time to crawl his way from the pillar of rocks he found himself under after breaking the wall. We reached the main hall again and dashed in the opposite direction. A horrible growl rang out through the air. The ground trembled beneath our feet. Apparently Jewett had broken free and was now chasing us. Before long, we reached another corridor and saw a second elevator at the end of it. Of course I want the weapon. As soon as we stepped inside, transparent walls rose around us, making the elevator look like a giant pill. The walls seemed to be made of golden light. The elevator started to move up, and little to the side, gliding smoothly along the inner reach of the pyramid. We barely made it, a knot. I leaned against one of the large walls and began inspecting the scenery below. The higher we went, the more enormous the pyramid seemed. Suddenly, I felt homesick. I longed for the deserted streets of our town, for grandma's rambling in the evening, and even for my job as a barista. That was all I had when my friends left the town after graduation. I had no goals, no interests, not even fleeting desires. The only thing left for me was the feeling of solitude, infinite and grim like this pyramid. Now, however, my own life seemed something really distant, considering everything that had happened in the last few hours. And I knew in my bones that nothing good would come out of it. I knew it even before we reached the old cliffs. Why did I turn a blind eye to that feeling? Why didn't I turn back at that very moment? Solitude. Maybe if I persisted, we would have changed the route and not end in clutch of these mad bastards. Nin and Ian wouldn't be rotted in ditch, and Ash wouldn't be burning up with a fever. You'll have escaped a slow and painful death. I was terrified by the thought that I didn't do enough to save him. It was terrifying to lose a friend again, especially when I needed him the most. I realized that our friendship ended because of me, because of the feelings I couldn't control. And just when I thought things might get better, something unimaginable stood in the way. How could we have been living our lives without even realizing that deep underground, something so horrific had been happening? These beasts, people wearing masks, if one was allowed to even call them people. So many cops in that ditch, I shudder as I remember lying among them. All those there, for what? My gaze wandered aimlessly around the dark temple until I noticed a movement in one of the shadows. Jewett was climbing up the walls, clinging to the columns and cornice with its tentacle tails. The boss is crawling up. Behind him trailed a streak of black slime. The same slime that I was seeing outside and inside the temple. Is it the reason it's so deserted here? Scorcher nodded. What is going to do to my town when the bunch of maniacs completes the ritual? I'm doomed, aren't I? Scorch turned his face to me. His burned black skin reminded me of the tree bark. Forget it, just think out loud. In the whirlwind of recent events, I didn't even realize that I would soon be gone. After Mom went missing, I often contemplated the concept of death. I had no idea whether she was dead or alive. What if she's dead? I have often thought. What did she feel before death? Is she feeling anything now that she's dead? By the time I turned 19, I stopped believing in the afterlife. I realized that after death there was nothing. You fall asleep but no dreams, no thoughts, no desires. Your mind shuts off completely and you got no chance to go back. Those thoughts terrified me. They struck into my heart, same fear that I felt looking into pitch black maw of Jewett. Deep inside, I could see the blazing emptiness, the death itself. Scorcher stared at me with his non-existent eyes. There must have been a grim expression on my face due to the kind of thoughts I'll be thinking. What are you looking at? He turned away. What a weirdo. Why was he even helping me? Anyway, I looked at him again, trying to find something familiar among all the soot and grey, but it was to no avail. I suddenly realized the elevator had stopped already. The walls of light sank in, and we stepped out onto a long bridge, which had a huge pillar of light in the center of it. We had no time to look around, the monster being on our tail. We could hear it hissing and growling behind our backs. We almost reached the light pillar when the bridge began to shake. Jewett jumped out from beneath the bridge, spreading his tentacles across it, and roared at us with its gaping maw. A stream of purple-black venom flew at us. Scorcher pushed me aside and covered me with his body. He fell to the ground, being covered by smoking slime. His disfigured body convulsed, trying to get out of the sticky goo. Finally, he managed to break one arm free and reach it to me. Jewett was crawling closer. A few more feet, and we will be smashed by his tentacles. Shit. Help. I dropped to my knees and tried to push away the slime. It was cold, and upon touching it, my hands started to lose the golden radiance. Scorcher was in a panic, adjusting me to roar, but it was too late. Jewett was here already. Some of his tentacles surged forward like whips and wrapped around the legs of my partner, while others reached for me. I tightened my hold on the spear and raised it. I put all my effort into calming myself down. I had only one spear. I needed to be precise. There won't be another chance. Suddenly, one of the tentacles grabbed my hand and pulled me toward the monster. I fell to my knees, the spear slipping out of my hand. No, shit! I writhed in agony, trying to hold on to the ground and screaming at the top of my lungs. But deep inside, I knew nothing of that was going to help. This is the end. It's going to eat me alive. I could already smell the stench coming out of his mouth. He was about to close his giant jaws over me when Scorcher finally broke free and pushed the spear my way. It almost bounced off my hand, but I managed to catch it by a miracle. Jewett was already swallowing me into the black void. Still, I gathered what remained of my strength and thrust the spear right into his throat. Pain burned his black soul with hundreds of golden lightning bolts. He convulsed in agony, and his tentacles went limp. He struggled to get the spear out and flailed about the bridge until he reached the edge of it and fell off. I watched him until it disappeared into darkness. Suddenly I felt so happy. We have defeated it. Ha! Hit this! Come again anytime! A monster's howl rang out from the depths of the temple, and my enthusiasm waned. I didn't defeat the monster, just slow it down. He will come to get me again, and will even be angrier and more violent. We should hurry. Scorch lay nearby, floundering about the black slime, and tried to get out of it completely. I was about to go help when a white daze filled my vision, making everything around me blurred. No, why now? I felt that I was being transported back to my body, but I could do nothing to stop that. I had no power over those transitions. Okay. I woke up spent and exhausted, my entire body hacking. I was starving too. I craved raw meat. I craved it warm, taken from a freshly slaughtered corpse. I wanted steaming red blood to trickle down my throat as I bit into it. The thought revived me, for it not belonged to me. I forced myself to sit up, which was not an easy task. My body felt as heavy as lead. I looked around the cage. Outside it, I saw Digger. Apparently, it was my watchdog. Inside the cage, at a considerable distance from me, was Handy. Her back pressed against the bars. Her eyes were red from crying, and she was clearly scared to death. Andy, what happened? I didn't recognize my own voice. I tried crawling closer to her, but she shrieked and started sobbing again. Stay away! Why? There was no answer, just more tears and incoherent mumbling. I pulled her away despite the strong desire to hold her and comfort her. Soon she calmed down. Alex, is that you? Of course it's me. I almost gave a nervous chuckle, thought the situation was not funny at all. That made me realize something really was off with me. Andy's eyes were scrutinizing my face. I don't remember a thing. Did they capture me? Her being silent and the distrust in her eyes caused me more pain than Jewett ever could. Have I done something terrible? No. She took a deep breath, trying to relieve the tension. I think I'm out of my mind. Her lips began to tremble, and on her bodiless face appeared an expression of fear mixed with madness. What happened? She remained silent for a little more, trying to get hold of herself. Everyone forgot about me once we were captured, but soon a man came. He wore a dog mask. Coyote? He let me out and told me to follow him. Why would he do that? Maybe he realized they were wrong? Did you realize who he is? No idea, his voice was muffled. Back in the lab, I saw a coffee cup from my shop. Well, it's obvious that the cultists are locals. Could be her father? Imagine if it is her father. What if one of them visited the shop today? That doesn't tell us much. I'm just assuming it was a cinnamon coffee. I made several cups of it today for two girls and for your father. Yeah, my dad is a cultist. The case is closed, detective. I think Ashley was having a cinnamon coffee when I came in today. She drinks it every morning. I doubt that schoolgirls like to sacrifice people to an evil spirit in their spare time, so it must be Ashley. Somehow I'm sure of it. That bitch. I didn't like her the moment she showed up in town. She's so weird and always talks nonsense. I knew she was hiding something, but when you think about it, it makes sense to suspect your father as well. How about we stop playing bloody detectives? Still, I bet you'll like the idea. I'll be sure to tell him about your suspicions we get out of here. Or should I say, if we get out of here. Oh, whoever this coyote is, he brought me to Nash. How was it? Nash. Damn, is that? He didn't make it. She burst into sobbing. No. I felt a pang of guilt. My body shook nervously. It can't be. So there won't be any more of these his stupid jokes. He's never going to lift our spirits with his bright optimism again. And I won't have another chance to talk to him, to make things right, to forget our grudge once and for all, to become friends with him again. Forgive me. Don't you dare say that. This is not your fault. It's that bunch of crazy fanatics. It's their fault, freaking bastards. Freaking maniacs, when I'm out of here, I will not rest until every single one of them is behind bars. They're going to pay for everything they have done to us, to Ian, to Nina, and to all those who have been missing all these years. Coyote and I headed for an exit while everyone was busy tracking you down. But there was a guard, he raised the alarm. That's how I ended up back in the cage. I don't know what happened to Coyote. Oh crap, what? They are keeping the two of us in the same cage. When I returned, you were not yourself. Your eyes were wild and pitch black, and you were hostile. Her breath grew ragged. I tried to get through to you, call you by your name, but you wouldn't respond. I almost thought you were making fun of me. I was about to punch you, but it was unbearable to see you like that. The face was yours, but there was nothing like you on the inside. I wanted to tear my eyes out, damn it. So I turned away, did my best to endure it. Soon you passed out and it became easier. I didn't know what that was about. It's like you were possessed by someone. Ha, listen to what I'm saying. I must have lost my mind. I don't remember any of it, but I believe you. Listen, there really is someone else in me. He appeared after the first ritual and now is trying to take over my body. I could see doubt and confusion in Andy's eyes, but she didn't say anything. I saw him when I was out. It's Jewett. The cultists chant his name all the time. I've been to his world, Yutlan. That world is nothing like ours. It's highly developed but abandoned and dead. There was also the Great Pyramid, so high that it stopped touching the sky. I tried to get to the top. I met this weird burner guy who insisted that I would find answers there. Enough. I don't want to hear it. You don't believe me? I don't know, Al. I feel sick. I'm on the edge already, and here you are telling me about your fantasies. Andy, they are not fantasies. What are you saying this? I'm scared, Al. Fear, lack of light, and spiral heads vapor are cause of your visions. I want to believe that these are our minds playing trick on us. I want to believe that this is all just a figment of our freaking imagination. It's more complicated. I don't even want to think about it. Please, not now. I'll just go crazy. I could see this all way too much for her. I would hate to put pressure on her by making her believe me. Besides, we had other problems. Both my body and mind were suffering from extreme fatigue. I felt like I was floating in a thick fog. Besides, we have been talking too loudly. Two guards stepped out from behind the stalagmites. No talking. How you feeling, kid? I didn't know what to say. The cultist turned to his partner. Get Mole. He's busy. Don't want to disturb him. Just tell him everything is fine. Maybe he's got some instructions for us. One of them nodded and left, the other stayed to keep an eye on us. Digger stayed too. He was watching me intently. The cultist started pacing around the cave impatiently. What should we do? Handy whispered. But I couldn't reply, I was losing control of my body. Before long, I was paralyzed to the point of not being able to even turn my head. I fell to the ground face forward, my back twisted in a painful spasm. Soon I began to choke. Handy cried out, the guard got agitated too. What is it? Before long I came to my sense. It was just another spasm.
Just another spasm, I call it. Apparently I was getting used to it. Jewett was transforming my body into sweet himself. That's why these spasms happen so often. But our guard didn't know that. He got so scared that he even unlocked the cage and stepped inside. He helped Henry hold my head up to make sure I didn't bite my tongue during the seizure. Looks like someone doesn't want their vest to kick the bucket, huh? Damn, how you feel? Like shit. I was barely able to force the words out. I had no idea this will be so painful. But it's okay, everything will be over soon. The eclipse is just a couple of hours away. Bear with it a little longer, okay? Should I get you water or something? Screw you. The coach was too busy worrying about me to notice Handy, who quickly picked up a stone and moved it behind his back. Then she dropped the stone on the guy's head. He fell to his knees and clutched his head. Handy rushed to me and helped me out of the cage. When she then locked the key with that our idiot of a guard I left in the keyhole. The colonel started to get to his feet, but the wound turned out to be quite serious. He passed out. Andy let out a yelp to break the tension. Yay! You saw that? Haha! Well done. I leaned against the barge holding my abdomen. Suddenly, Andy froze. Oh god. Digga got up from the ground and started examining us, filled with curiosity. Don't worry, he won't attack. How can you be so sure? Jewett is his master, and now Jewett lives in me, that's how. Another one of my fantasies? Doesn't matter, let's get out of here. This place is driving me crazy. Yeah. She stole a glance at me. Your nose is bleeding. I wiped it with the back of my palm. We are lucky this guy is an idiot. She pointed at the cage where the cultist lay senseless. Will we be as lucky for now on? I more or less remember the way, but if they attack us, maybe we should bring the monster along? I'll have to take off the collar though. The cultist will see to control him with electricity. Who knows what he'll do once he's free? Take off the collar, he obeys you. That's all that matters. Who cares why? We'll let him loose on those freaks if needed. But it's not me who he obeys. I think I can control him while Jewett is sleeping. But what if I pass out again and Jewett takes over my body? I don't understand. Andy, this beast tore Ian to pieces. Do you still want to bring him along? He was just following orders, wasn't he? You're right, it's risky, but all fair in war. You decide, there's no way I'm getting anywhere close to him. I'm gonna let the beast free, because I think he can help us. I cautiously approached the monster and held out my trembling hand. Digger sniffed at it and licked it with his rough, cat-like tongue. He was licking my blood. It had quite a peculiar effect on him. His eyes gleamed purple, and the bristles on his back stood on end. Ugh. I pushed his muscle to a side and reached for the collar. Upon touching the bug, I felt a slight prick of electricity. The fastening turned out to be quite tight. I had to put a considerable amount of effort on doing it. Finally, the buckle gave in, and the collar dropped on the ground. Tigger stuck his paws forward and arched his back, then swung his head from side to side, stretching his neck. At very least, we have stripped them of their trump card. Let's get out of here. Oh, now we have at least the Digger. Right, it's with us. How long do we have to endure it? The endless running, the constant fear of the fanatics and the unknown spirit. It took all my energy. One attempt to escape after another, each one of them turned into a fiasco. And now we are in the middle of another attempt, a new chance, a new turn in the endless spiral that leads to the lowest depths of despair. This is our last chance of getting out of here alive, yet I have no energy left for fear or anxiety. This is my last chance, and I'm probably going to miss it anyway. I'm so tired. I can't force myself to keep strong anymore. Hope is fading like a mirage. Something inside me is devouring any will to live I had. It is him. Jewett is sucking me dry of all my energy and willpower, leaving only a few shreds of sanity. I could barely feel my legs. My spinning head wouldn't let me orientate, and my abdomen and chest were throbbing with constant pain. Andy led me by hand. We walked slowly. Digger trailed behind us, and I could hardly hear him. A sudden surge of sharp pain made me bend double. I fell onto my knee. Alex! I was about to pass out again. Not now. Andy helped me up, whispering words of encouragement to my ear. Just a little further. I recognize his courage. We're almost there. We heard a rusty creak and the yelping in pain and fell to the ground. I collapsed too, unable to stand on my own. It was a trap. Rusty metal bit into Andy's fragile leg, causing her to groan and whimper in pain. I gathered what remained of my strength and rushed to help her. We did our best to pull the trap open. Finally, Andy was able to slide her injured leg out. She tried to stagger back to her feet, but suddenly froze in place. I too stopped moving and strained my ears. I could hear footsteps coming our way. Me and Andy stared at each other, forgetting to breathe. Her eyes screamed at me, "Run, leave me!" And I held by her with mine that I would do not such thing. Never. If I can take you with me, there's no point in running away. If we are going to die, let us die together. To prove myself, I embraced her. As I held her tight, I whispered that I loved her. The confession turned out to be bitter and sad and extremely painful, but that's better than nothing. Forgive me. Andy could only sob and whimper, clinging to me with both of her hands. Thus we waited for her end. Come on, we have Digger! Digger can help! They emerged silently from the darkness, as if they would be hiding there all along, waiting for the moment when our suffering will reach its peak. Seemingly countless skulls surrounded us, their eyes burned with grim satisfaction. They were coming for us. Suddenly the cave was filled with a menacing growl. It was so loud it caused the stones to crumble from the walls and ceiling. Digger bristled and snarled, baring his sharp teeth. Swinging his long tail like a whip, he knocked one of the cultists to the ground. Then he pounced on the next one. Splatters of blood covered the floor and walls. It was a real massacre. Hannah and I rushed away, running as fast as our legs could carry us. The stormy screams shook the air behind our backs. The sounds of the scuffle were occasionally interrupted by gunshots. Suddenly we heard agitated voices and hurried footsteps ahead of us. Numerous shadows appeared on the walls. We had to leave the corridor that led to the exit and turn toward the corpse pit. I swore that I would never go down there again, but we had no choice. We had pursuers on our tails. The stench made my whole body turn inside out. I would have gone mad, completely irrevocably, had Andy not been by my side. We hid in the grove of large mushrooms and waited for we didn't know what. The cultists had lost us and now we were leaving no stone unturned, checking under every mushroom. We couldn't stay here any longer. Adding fuel to the fire was my deteriorated condition. Still, I wasn't going to give up that easily. I waited for the right moment, took Andy's hand, urging her to follow me. But she was frozen, staring at something off to the side. Tears were trickling down her cheeks. I traced her gaze and saw Nash. His body lay limp among the mushrooms. His skin was white as snow, no signs of movement or even breathing. I couldn't see his face, but I knew there was no life in his eyes. Forgive me. I felt a bitter lump in my throat. We didn't even have time to mourn our friend. I grabbed Andy's shoulders and turned her to face me, trying to bring her to her senses. We didn't say a word to each other, only exchanged glances, our eyes filled with sorrow. We passed a few more corridors, miraculously keeping out of cultist sight, and finally reached our destination. The exit was here. However, the way out was blocked by a massive steel door. The cultists surely had taken great pains to fortify their cave. There were no guards, everyone was busy searching for us. Andy yanked at the door, locked. I tried breaking through the door, but that only got me a few bruises on my shoulder. I had no strength left. To hell with it, I just want to lie down and die. Andy fell to her knees. There wasn't a shred of hope left on her face. She gave up. We won't get out here alive. This place is going to be our grave. I sensed someone coming. Holy shit. Digger was covered in blood, breathing heavily and limping with both legs. Several knives were sticking out of his back and his sides were shot. Still, Digger carried on. He approached me and sniffed at me, looking in the eye. Well done. Good boy. I patted his ugly head. Next, I pulled out one of the knives. He grumbled painfully. I used the knife to cut my hand and let him drink some of my blood, as a reward for saving us. Can you help me one last time, please? He proceeded to dig a passage next to the door. The soil in this part of the cave was quite soft, which played to our advantage. Once he finished, Digger crawled back through the patch and lay down by my side. He was breathing heavily as he had spent the last of his strength. Soon the breathing stopped. Andy burst into tears again. Thank you, monster. Alex, let's get out of here. Yeah, you go. What? I'll be a dead weight. A whole bunch of maniacs was after me. I couldn't run any longer. A few more steps and I will just faint again. I knew I couldn't go with her. But if I stayed here, I will distract the cultists. She will be able to escape. Now get out of here, right now. Another spasm brought me to my knees. Alex, God, what are you saying? Get up and come with me. Are you stupid or what? Open your eyes, I'm fucking dying. I'm going to pass out in a few minutes. What are you gonna do to them? Oops, I didn't even read the rest. Andy, get out of here alive. Tell everyone what kind of devilry is going on here. You gotta do it for Nina and Ian's sake, and for Nash, I beg you. She burst into tears and reached out to me. Al, I'm not leaving you to die. I yelled at her out of pain and anger and hurled a stone at her. I didn't mean to hit her, just wanted to demonstrate that I was losing my mind. It was harsh, but I had to make her leave, even if that meant scaring her off. I could hear footsteps coming from the corridor. Soon they will discover us. Get out of here! She looked at me for the last time, her eyes filled with tears and regret, and slipping into the narrow passage that Diga had dug. I lay down, I felt so peaceful. At least one of us will survive this, and we will return home. The stones beneath my back felt so soft, there was nowhere to run, and there was no reason to. Soon they seized me and carried me back to the man who was going to end my life once and for all. Now no one will disturb us. 1 hour until the eclipse, soon the dead sun will come and we will complete the ritual. Our Lord shall enter this realm and welcome us to the promised land. But first, they turned me upside down like a log. My legs were placed on a stone in such a way as to leave empty space underneath. Mole lifted his heavy boot and... No. The pain was inexpressible. I heard my ankle crunch and even felt the bone pierce the skin. That hurt, damn it. I screamed like a madman, my body was convulsing in pain, but they held me tight. Maul struck my second leg with all his might, but it won't give in. No, stop! He struck again, a terrible wave of pain coursed through my leg from knee to hip. I couldn't breathe, I couldn't even scream. I gritted my teeth, biting my tongue in process, blood filled my mouth. This pain completely destroyed all my thoughts. Now you're not running anywhere. I began to choke, soon I passed out. Here we go again, what a bad timing. I found myself at the top of the pyramidal temple. In the center of the hall I was standing in was an impressive monument which glowed faintly. The monument was covered in slime and gnarly roots from top to bottom. Some of the roots were transparent and glowed yellow. I was inspecting the monument closely, pondering its purpose, until I noticed something familiar in its design. At its base were round objects encircled with patterned frames. These objects looked like the mirror from the shop, the very coffee shop I worked in. What does this mean? A coincidence? Scorcher tugged at my sleeve, drawing my attention. It's you! Are you alright? He was alive, if the word applied to that weirdo, but certainly not well. Shewitt had torn off his legs together with a part of his hand, and there was a huge hole in his torso. He gave me a thumbs up, with the remaining hand, and as if telling me, it's nothing, don't worry about me. Black chunks of ash crumbled down from his arm in the process. You're something else, man. Sorry I couldn't help you come back in one piece. He twirled a finger at his temple. What? I couldn't just leave you to die, could I? He just shook his head in response, then he pointed at the monument. Scorcher reached for one of the golden roots, but his hand just went through it. I tried to do the same and felt one of the knotty roots on my fingers. When I squeezed it, coils of twigs crumbled into white yellow dust. The half of the monument was now clear of the roots. It began to glow faintly. Suddenly the light brightened and blinded me with a flash of gold. Upon opening my eyes, I saw Scorcher change his appearance. His face. It's probably the mother, right? Jimena. Alex. Mom? There we go. She was hazy. I couldn't see her properly. The voice I had already forgotten sounded muffled, as if coming through a thick pane of glass. But it was her, no mistake. There was a lump in my throat. I couldn't force a single word out. I couldn't believe my eyes or ears. I wanted to touch her, but my fingers felt nothing but a cold mist. I missed you, my dear. What? What are you doing here? Was it you who made a mess in your grandma's garden? What a naughty boy. Something was off about her. It was as she had lost her mind, her strength and part of her memory. Mom? No, it wasn't you. So who did this? Moles. Mole! Alex, don't let Mole do this. Her eyes suddenly brightened. Jewett must not get the body. She was afraid to get to the point of a madness. She pointed at the monument. That. What's that? A beacon? It will help. Yes, I know it. The beacon will guide you to the place where the monster will perish forever. Jewett fears that. That's why he sealed the beacon with his roots, with his wits. Yes, wits. It's hard for your grandma to fight the wits alone. You should help her after school. You know I'm busy at work. Mom, don't leave me alone. What should I do? Pull out the witch. I can do it myself. I don't have the strength. He sucked all the life out of me. Mom! Clean the beacon, remove the weeds, come here in the flash, our blood is needed, just a drop on the weeds. What does this mean? So I'm really only here as a soul now? She held out an amulet covered in a weird pattern. I remember it. It was the trinket she always wore around her neck. Her silhouette began to crumble into dust. Wait for the dead sun. Take the amulet to the mushroom. It will open the way. Wait for the eclipse and bring the amulet to the mushroom. Got it. Cleanse the beacon and Jewett will perish in the abyss. It's the only way for you to survive. The only way. Is that all? It's getting late, son. Go to sleep. No more bedtime stories. She was about to vanish into the thin air. I covered my face with my hand, trying to hide the tears that I could no longer hold back. I have so much to say to you. Early to bed, early to rise. Go to sleep, sleep. Son, are you crying? Children of irresponsible parents are doomed to suffer. Forgive me. Okay, so it was the mother all the time. The scorched. There was an hour before the eclipse and I spent in agony, slowly bleeding to death. I mustered what remained of my strength, squeezed the amulet which Mom had given me in Newtland. She put her hope in me. She wanted me to end this, but I won't be able to, not alone. I lay motionless and delirious. My bones were broken, my body was tormented by pain. Nobody was going to help me. The cultists took me by the arms and dragged me to the pit filled with giant mushrooms. My twisted broken legs were pulled along the ground, leaving a trail of blood. My ears were ringing and I was too weak to resist or try to break free. The pain won't let me pass out, and that's why I wish it the most to lose my conscience and stop feeling. The mole. It's time. There were about 3 of them, the last survivors. Cultists were humming a hellish motif, swaying from side to side. One of them hit the rocks in the fire and put them near the big mushroom. Mold splashed the rocks with mushroom juice. Thick clouds of steam filled the cavern. It was humid and hot. I felt sweat trickling down my forehead. Tears filled my eyes. I didn't want to die, but I was helpless and I couldn't do anything. I whimpered, "Please don't do this." Nobody answered. Mold noticed the amulet in my hands and approached. "What's that?" I tried to hide the amulet, but he forced it out of my hands. "Please, my mother, she gave it to me in Jutland." He slapped my cheek, crushed the amulet in his hands, and threw it away. I cried out in despair. "Why are you doing this? It's a threat. It's gonna kill everyone. Why won't you understand?" Mol was silent. "And you won't find shit in Jutland. Shuit destroy it. Devour everyone who stood in his way. It's nothing but ruins there." He gave me a long look, as if pondering whether I was worth discussing this with. He took off his mask and sat down in front of me. Then he leaned as close to me as possible, making sure no one but me could hear what he was about to say. "You know nothing, brat. Curse Jutland. Another world, eternal wisdom. Ha! All of that is just fancy words for attacking loyal servants. Of course they are gonna get their ticket to Jutland, those who survive. But I cannot forget another world. So what do you want?" I've realized many things during my life. This world is a cesspool. She will do us a favor by cleaning it up. It's madness. You are sick. So you are sane? What about them? He pointed at the others. Sick are those who work for crooks and thieves every day. Sick are those who listen to the shit the federal TV pour into their ears. Those who see no further than their nose. Sick are those who bear children into this rotten world. These innocent babies will just become pigs in the pants of the system. They are going to be fed with lies and then butchered. Sick are those who wage wars from their soft chairs, while those scumbags chat in their conference rooms. We, their fat, juicy piggies, are killing each other for no reason. I've seen it all with my own eyes. I've killed it too. I had no choice. It's kill or be killed. I lost so many comrades in arms. Some of them were kids slightly older than you. Who's going to apologize to their mothers? That's hell, someone may think. But no, the battlefield was not real hell. The real hell is here, among the civilians who act like they have nothing to do with it. Like it's something irrelevant that's happening somewhere far away and will somehow sort itself out. And it's always been like that, century after century, year after year. It's happening even now. This is what we call madness. And you, brat, do you even realize what kind of swamp you are living in? You are drowning in the mud. Your generation is blind, spoiled, and passive. You care for nothing but what you look like, what you eat, and what fancy gadget you are currently using. You really are pampered, brainless pigs. I lost my eyes, but I'm not blind. This world is blind. I want to see darkness cover this cloaca. You are going to be the gate for the darkness to stand upon the earth. I remember the thought I've seen on the desk, the two soldiers. It must have been Mole and his friend. I couldn't force a word out of my mouth. I thought I had something to say to him. I wanted to tell him he was wrong, but I had no energy to do so. Besides, it wouldn't have changed a thing. It's pointless to argue. I gave up. The air was damp and filled with steam, so everything was blurry. I felt like I was floating in the air, just like everything else around me. It was the eclipse, the hour of the dead sun. I could sense it with every cell of my body. Mold started a speech. His deep voice echoed through the cavern. For so long we have been waiting for this moment. How many years have passed? It's beyond count. When this young man passed our sanctuary, I couldn't even imagine you will become our vessel. In a few moments, we will be welcome our Lord. Today we are making the final step toward our great future. The humming voice of the cult members merged into a single rhythm. Mol went on. We are offering this sacred vessel to our Lord. Come, descend upon us, our great one. He crouched in front of me and held out a bowl with mushrooms in it. No, either you eat yourself or rip your mouth open. I had no strength left to resist, so I stuffed the viscous substance into my mouth. My stomach twisted in pain, my eyes saw double. It was as if demons from hell who had risen from before me were now writhing in the shadows. I shuddered. Maul drew a dagger and made cuts on my arms. Then he placed my hands near the bottom of the mushroom. Blood started trickling up the stem in thin streams. I could feel my life being sucked out of me. The mushroom started growing in size. The space expanded. Jewett came to make the final strike. His eyes looked at me, erasing the last stretch of my sanity. So painful? No. I shut my eyes and covered my face with my hands. Still his haunting gaze pierced me through. My eyes were burning. Stop! My eyes were burning with hellish fire. Rip them out. No, stop that! I can't take it anymore. Rip them out. Will it help? It will. My trembling fingers slid along my eyelids. Remove them. Hurry! I pushed the eyelids away and sunk my fingers into the soft gel. Something warm trickled down my eyes. Tears mixed with blood. I couldn't stand it any longer. One jerk did it, making the pain go away. Still I could see, even without my eyes. I saw into the air, leaving my body on the ground. Jesus Christ. Mole fell to his knees. I did it. I heard screams of madness. Cultists were going insane. One of them flailed about the cavern, scratching his cheeks until they bled. The other was kneeling and banging his head against a rock. His nose was broken and his lips were torn, revealing his toothless gums. Soon his face was a bloody pulp. He dropped his head on the rock for the last time and didn't rise again. Welcome, my love. This world is for you. Take me, sate your hunger, and bestow your blessings to your Mole didn't finish. Jewett chopped his head off with a single swing of his tentacle. Blood gushed out of his neck like a geyser. Jewett ate and drank what remained of the cultist. His limbs grew, covering caves and corridors, driving him where hunger and hatred the size of a black hole. He will destroy everything. We are doomed. So he took the body. But the end of our world will not take place immediately. It will take Jewett decades to turn Earth into a lifeless piece of rock. All that matters is that Andy was able to leave the cave. She will live for a little more. I hope her life will be happy, despite being short. Humans always strive to survive, so I'm sure they are going to fight until their last breath. This search will make people stand together. All grudge will be forgotten. All conflict will be put aside. Maybe humanity will even be able to survive this crisis, but I'm not going to be a part of that story. For mine is coming to an end. I lost this battle. One good thing is there will be no more pain. There will be nothing. The end. I don't even know what the end I got. You can't even see it. Yeah, you can't even see what ending you got. It's like you need to go to achievements to see, but I don't even know what it is. Alright, let me do... because now you can skip, let me see if I can. It would be nice to know what ending it was. I'm gonna say regular milk in there. It would be nice if you could see what was the ending, but unfortunately you can't. They didn't put to show what was the ending. It is what it is. You can see on the achievements. It's gonna be the only way to see what I got. It's probably like save. No, that's not an ending. And I think it's something about the eclipse. Other is like not having the equipment. I'm not gonna drink the tea. I'm gonna skip that. Put the cup away. Oh, I thought that would be different. Because I don't know if this can skip even things that you never saw. Okay, Ian is dead. We see the creature. Now we are down here. I'm gonna have to see if there is a way. Let me only check here. Animate. No, it doesn't have. So you can even skip probably the. Even if you never did that choice, you can skip the text. Now I'm like, should I go? I'm gonna wait. Andy, Nash instantly woke up and moved close. Kev, don't move, how are you? Not good, ouch. Are you in pain? Andy didn't answer. Nash Kev embraced her. She spent some time in silence holding onto her head. Her eyes were blank, not even a hint of reason or emotion. Where are we? Finally she came to her senses. We told her everything about the beast, Ian and Ina, and how we ended up here. After hearing us out, Andy was lost in thought, and not a pleasant thought, I imagine. Poor Ian, oh god, what should we do? I don't know. Wait, I think you're right to stay here. It's dangerous to explore the cave without skills and proper equipment. What is this place, by the way? Do I look like GPS? I have no idea. My head is spinning. I better lie down. Handy put her head on Nash's knees and they both drifted off. But I just couldn't relax. I sat for a while, then started loitering around the cave. As night deepened, it became even colder. Due to high level humidity in the cave, I quickly found myself chilled to the bone. The three of us huddled together for a while and waited, and waited, and waited. I was losing my sanity little by little, which, with each second of waiting, a little longer and I will be half snapped. But suddenly there was a bright light from above, and we heard people talking. Hey, anybody down there? Andy jumped to her feet as if she wasn't injured at all and started to wave her hand sharply. Nash too brightened at thought of rescue. There was a wide grin on his face. We are here! Get us also here! Stay where we are, we're going down! Everything happened so fast that we didn't have any time to react. A strange jar fell from above and clanked down against stone floor. A moment later, thick green smoke started to fill the cave. Andy and Nash began to cough and choke on it. I inhaled as much as I could. I turned away and rushed through the passage. I was lucky to still have Nash phone with me. I quickly switched on the flashlight and crawled into the passage without a second thought. I was moving as fast as I could, as if running away from a unknown predator which was about to bite off my legs. Before long, my knees and elbows were scarred almost to the bone. By some kind of miracle, I reached another cave. I stopped there, allowing myself to take a breath. Then I strained my ears, trying to hear even the quiet sound. I could hear someone breathing nearby. It sounded like some kind of large animal. I switched off the flashlight and looked into the crevice. A faint bluish glow shone on the other end of the passage. Okay, this part we already know. Escape downstairs. Oh, this is another ending. That's it. That is the not having safety. That is not having the safety. That is the helmet. Okay, so which means I could do as the helmet and fall. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. pick up the helmet and go through the stairs when running from the digger. Ugh. I think at least I got 2 endings. 2 out of 4, is it? Again, not drink. I'm not gonna drink the thing. Not gonna drink the kombucha, like Nash says. Go, go, go. So to get the helmet I need to go explore. I cannot stay there. I cannot stay in here because like that if I want to go through the stairs I will always die. So I need to go get the helmet, go through the, and then you know, explore and then go through the stairs when running from the digger, and like that I will not fall through the stairs and break the fucking head. Alright, let's go get the helmet. Take the helmet. So now he's going to explore. But then he decides, he says that he needs to go back. Comes the monster, the digger. I'm gonna save in this one now. There I panic, I rushed downstairs, jumping 3 steps at a time. The staircase was shaking because of my hasty and reckless movement. Suddenly one of the steps snapping in 2 made me lose my balance and I started rolling down. The falls certainly shortened my way down, but I hit my head against the rock quite hard. The helmet I had picked up earlier probably saved my life. There we go. By the time I came to my senses, there was no pursuit. I brushed the dust off my clothes and continued down the stairs. The steps... okay, this is the same. Okay, that's the same. The puzzle was quiet, my steps resounded with hollow echo. Another disaster fell upon me in the form of one charge which happened 0. Okay, this is the same thing, we can move on then. So now it's the whispers. Now this part, okay. This is when Nina dies. We still get hit by that knife, okay. We still get the, hit by the knife of the mole. Like that we go to Utlan. Okay. I'm not gonna throw the stone, put down stone because you are not supposed to attack to it. I'm gonna put down the stone. It's the same thing. Okay, but now this part. What happened? Like, do not move. The creature will not come after us, right? But they will see. But what happens if I try to run? So probably I don't want that. Oh my god. Okay, so do not run in there. Do not move like this. It sees that we see that it doesn't attack because you're always going to run. Okay, we are back. Is it back to Jutland now? I don't remember. No. Okay, now it's gonna be that part. I'm not going for the desk, right? Hey, but the desk it can be like you have explode lava. We see this. Hey, but there's two things in here. There's one, the desk that has the vaccine, and you can see who is the mole, and there's the other one, the rack. The rack that can have the med kit. There was nothing but old bunch in the kit, not much damn. I check out shelves, search every nook and cranny, but for nothing. Then I pick out the fallen lemons, among the junk on one of the shelves. Its cover was started almost black with dirt. I grabbed and began flipping through the page. I was horrified by what I saw. It was a list of victims, background, summary, ancestry. The author went through the entire family tree of each victim. I was flipping the page frantically trying to find August 2015, and I found it. Chimena Alvarez. The gentle eyes of my mother look at me from the photo, which was crossed out in red. She died here, now I knew it. Pain surged through me and tears came to my eyes. The pages were stained with soot and it was hard to pick out certain words. The first page had information on our entire file. My grandfather was mentioned too. He was a Native American born on a reservation. He was lucky to pass away before these maniacs started their despicable experiments. That's why they turned their attention to my mother, but nothing came out of it, as she wasn't the one they needed. The following page describes the ritual itself. It was too much for me, so I skipped it. Next, it mentioned a fire that happened because someone was careless while on duty. The fire broke out in that damned ditch where I woke up recently. All the bodies burned down, including my mother's. The report ended with a question, which was crossed out. Check the brat. It was about me, but judging by the fact that I had been living peacefully for 7 years, they must have given up on me. Why? So many questions. The folder was quite bulky. I won't be able to take it with me, so I tore off several pages. The ones with information on my mom and some other victims. I followed the page as tight as I could and stuffed them into my pockets. Then I turned to the desk that was yet to be searched. Oh, wait, you still come over here. So now it's like, I want to see one thing. You can never run if you take the syringe, right? He will always find you, right? He will always find you, okay. So, he will always find you in there. So what you gonna want to do is not take the syringe and get the fuck out. Oh wait, is they gonna find? That's interesting. I had syringe. I was so scared that I prayed that they won't notice. Because I'm a descendant of a nation tribe, he bestowed his grace upon. According to John, it was quite And I was sure I was all alone, but the voice proved me wrong. Hey, you under the desk, get out. I was paralyzed by it. It's the coyote, is it? Come on, I won't bite. Finally, I came to my senses and started crawling out under the desk. That's when my hand got right in the puddle of fresh blood that was spread across the floor. I wanted to yank my hand away, but yeah, it's the coyote. Okay, wow, the difference, the fucking difference. If you do that way. The coyote must stare down at me. I was sure he left together with his wild friend. I didn't know what to do and just stared back at him. He was the first to break the silence. So what are you gonna do? I was scared to force even a single word out. Get up already. I jumped to my feet and stared back until I bumped into the desk. Then I grabbed a rusty box cutter and pointed it threateningly at Coyote. But he just raised his finger to the plastic mouth of his mask. Not so loud, we are not alone. Do you have the syringe? I know you have, I saw you snatching it. Be careful with that syringe, I don't have any more of the medicine ready to use. The potion is not safe yet, but for your friend it's the only chance to last until he gets proper aid. Who is he? His voice was muffled because of the mask, and it was hard to tell who it could belong to. It took me some time to realize you are here, but the journals were placed different last time I was here. I always notice when my stuff is meddled with, unlike someone. Cut the bullshit, what do you want from me? Listen, personally I have nothing against you or your friends, I wish you no harm, but this situation is, how do I put it? I'm fucked, no need to tell me that. Exact, there are two more on duty nearby. On small learning of your awakening, you are lost to search every single corridor from top to bottom. You don't know where the exit is, besides you have put traps everywhere, you have zero chance of escaping or saving your friends. Why tell me this? Give yourself up. If you behave, I'll help your friends. Oh, really? So I should take your word for it. What choice do you have? Of course, you can give me a few scratches with that paper knife and even run a few 100 feet down the corridor behind my back. But what for? To lose your only chance to save your friends, to get stuck in one of our traps, to get your ass beaten up once we capture you? Besides, that will surely infuriate Mole. He's not being himself now. Who knows what he'll do to you or your friends? I don't need to tell you what he's capable of, right? He pointed out the bloody corpse on the ground. You can't do anything anyway, so at least don't complicate things. Give up and give me the syringe. I'll inject your friend with the medicine. Why would you help us? Why bother asking? I could go into lengthy explanation why excited I felt the impulse to help you, but what would do that too? So what's your decision? Is one of them a human life is nothing for these maniacs? They have basically Ian and Nina, and look what they have done to me. How can I trust a man who don't even explain his motives? He won't even show his face, hiding behind that mask. He could just be lying, but if he's right, I really have no chance on my own. Oh man. Dude, I'm gonna give you. I gave him the syringe, he slipped into the side pocket of his robe, then extended his hand to me. Wise decision, let's go. What's going to happen to me? He remained silent for a few moments. Nothing good. You sure know how to cheer up a guy up. If you're hoping for salvation, that's not for you. Our Lord has chosen you. Either the ritual succeeds or you just die. There's no other option. Do you understand? The miraculous resurrection, visions, inexpressible pain. After experiencing all that, I knew something was wrong with me. Jewitt had claimed my body as his own and now wished to drive me out of it. Jewitt, who is he? Some things are beyond comprehension. I can't even find the words to explain to you. But you shall see it with your own eyes. Let's just wait for the eclipse. I hope he helps. Okay. With this part we already seen. We're gonna move. Please help the dude. Help Nash, please. Alright, back to this. I think getting the spear is the best thing. I still believe in that. Even if the Scorch says to be fast, I still think taking the spear is the best shit that you can do. And then we're gonna help. Help. Okay, now in the cage. I wonder if he's gonna be okay because let me see, the capture. Okay, everyone forgot about me, but Tsunaman Man came, wore a dog mask, Coyote, yelled about me. Why would he do that? Maybe he realized they were wrong, do you realize who he is? No idea more of us. come on, say if it helped Nash or not. However this coyote is, he brought me to Nash. How was it? Nash. The pit you told me about, it was all they dumped him there like a corpse. I couldn't brace myself to go down there. Coyote all by himself. He injected Nash with some kind of drug. He said that Nash was barely alive, but he will be back on his feet soon enough. I sighed with relief. Finally, some good news. So what's next? We couldn't take him with us, there was no time. Coyote convinced me that Nash will be alright there, and that you'll come back for him once you lead me out. Obviously the plan didn't work, freaking maniacs, when I'm out of here. But he injected, so it helped, right? Okay, so this looks like it's the same now. Dude, Nash now has to be alive. Alright, now we are having a seizure. And boom. Alright, we're gonna need this help. Set the beast free. He checked surroundings once more and tore the mask off. It's Nash! Nash! Andy cried out of the light and was about to throw herself into his arms, but the pain in her leg made her yelp instead. I looked at my friend with a mixed feeling of trying concern. I couldn't believe that not long ago he had been on his deathbed, pale as a ghost and covered in sweat. Now he seemed as strong as an ox. He looked a little different though. The whites of his eyes had turned purple. Guys, I finally found you. You can't imagine what kind of shit's going on here. It gives me the creeps, man. Suddenly he noticed Digger and tested up. Careful, the monster is here. He picked up a stone and aimed at Digger. Digger backed away. Calm down, he's with us. What are you saying? Handy wrested the stone out of his hand. It's a long story, it's on our side now. Oh yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Ian eaten alive by this fairy monster? Nah, those maniacs have been torturing him with electricity. They are to blame for any terrible things he did. But as you see, he's blending in well, not trying to eat us at all. Nash gave the beast a doubtful stare, then he sighed and gave up. So did you give him a name? Why? What do you mean, why? If he's our pet now, we gotta give him a name. Fluffy? Why are you looking at me like that? As if we planned, Annie and I both rushed toward Nash, nearly knocking him to the floor. Who could have guessed that I'll be able to feel so happy in this stinking hole? It seemed like the cave was illuminated by something. It was a warm ray of hope. We cried and laughed, forgetting the dangers that surrounded us. The caves were silent and no one was looking for us, which seemed strange. We hid behind a pile of rocks to discuss everything that had happened to us up to this moment. I thought you were going to die. You think I'll kick the bucket so easily? What do we say to the god of death? Not today, you idiot. You should have told us you are wounded. What will that change, little monkey? You'll just get worked up for no reason. That's true. You look strange, Nash. Say so. You look like you were shielded on and then spat out. Haha. But seriously, how are you feeling? I feel pretty damn good. Why? Your eyes are violet. Huh? I bet it's because of the potion that Al found to save you. I hope there won't be any terrible side effects. Who cares? All that matters is that I'm alive. I can handle the rest. Thanks, Al. I owe you one, my friend. Don't sweat it. I couldn't do otherwise. Now that the danger had passed, I was finally able to relax. My body was getting limp, and I was suddenly feeling drowsy. I see you are all dressed up. Yeah, I figure I'll try the local fashion. How do you like my new look? It's called a creepy psychopath. More like a magic school student. But if I'm to be serious, I woke up in some sort of pit. It was wet and dark. It smelled like something was rotting there. Guys, I think I saw dead bodies there. I know, don't think about it. How did you get out? I felt like shit, like after that party in my dorm, when I got drunk like a pig, but 10 times worse. I felt kinda sleepy, and yet I had plenty of energy. We're right. My throat was dry as a dessert, and I was starving like hell too. I don't even remember how exactly I got out of that pit, but I do remember the two bastards that stood in my way. I knocked them out in a flash. Don't ask me how I did it. I'm not even sure they are alive. Oh, too well with it. It's either them or me, right? Yeah. I was not myself. I was mad as hell. That's because of the potion. I nodded and suddenly and my head started spinning. We need to get out of here. Andy and Ash began devising an escape plan, but I couldn't hear them anymore. A wave of heat was spreading through my body. I felt like I was about to burst into flames like a torch. Familiar image flashed before my eyes. Okay, this is the part that we see the mother. Man, you are bleeding. You just noticed he's been bleeding all the way. Al, hang in there. The exit's just around the corner. We are lucky we haven't bumped into anyone yet. That's all that makes me nervous. The calm before the storm. You should be happy, little monkey. Everything is nice and quiet. And that's exactly what we need right now. Nash, are you out of your mind? Maybe. I can't say I'm feeling all that well. We haven't seen any of those psychopaths on the way here. Something's wrong. We should get going. Get up, Alex. I was barely able to walk, so my friends helped me up and started pulling me along. Wait, what? I have to go back. Are you nuts? I have to enter the other world and put an end to all this. What are you talking about? No point asking. Can't you see it's delirious? Let's get out of here. It exists, Jutland, the other world. I've been there, not physically, but as a soul, and I met someone there. You won't believe your ears. It was Mom. She was one of the victims of those maniacs, but they have failed to reach and she remained in Jutland. Oh, let me finish. She told me to come back to provide the beacon at the top of the ziggurat. That's the only way to banish Jewitt forever. The cultists will lose their goal. They won't hurt people anymore. The beacon at the top of the pyramid? Yes. No, I don't know. That's what Mom called it. Jewitt had sealed it off. It's a long story. Please, I know what I'm doing. I'm the only one who can put an end to this. I'll come back alive, probably. I blew it all in one breath. Once I finished, I couldn't believe I actually said that out loud. My friends stared at me like I was insane, and was first to break the silence. Alex. Wait, I also have this. With shaking hands, I pull out an amulet. Mom gave it to me. She told me to wait for the eclipse to come to the mushroom and... Enough! Stop that! We have been trapped here for a bloody eternity. I'm sick of these caves. I can't stand looking at the mushrooms anymore. I'm going crazy and so are you. We have inhaled so many of the spores. I'm going to turn into a mushroom myself. But my mother said, Al, I know how much you miss her. She's gone. She's disappeared. She's no longer alive. How can you not see that's all your hallucinations? But the amulet, you probably just picked it up from the ground. You said Jimena was one of the victims, so she must have dormant somewhere around here. Look at you. You are pale as a ghost and covered in blood. You need help. We are leaving. Period. She was not herself screaming like that. I couldn't blame her though. I myself was about to break into tears of exhaustion. But I was upset by her words. Why wouldn't she at least assume I was telling the truth? She just won't believe me. As opposed to Nash, his gaze darted back and forth between Andy and me. He was clearly troubled by something. Nash, what do you say? Andy's right, but I don't know. I've heard those psychopaths talk. They believe in what they are doing. Besides, how do I put this? I think I've seen it too, what I was talking about. Not you too. I was seen it just before I woke up. I see the pyramid as tall as a skyscraper. And a strange hole in the sky. He stared at me in surprise and swallowed nervously. Yeah, exactly. You were injected with an unknown potion and Alex was forced to eat mushrooms. That explains everything. But we saw the same things. Nash, you don't know what you saw. The girls saw it too. I found pictures of you lying in their journals. I don't get it. Do you really like it here that much or what? Suddenly a scream came out of her mouth. Her chest was heaving and her eyes were red with rage. We can't discuss this once we are out of here. Please, we are not in our right minds. This place is driving us mad. Nash looked uneasy as if he wanted to say something to me, but he didn't, apparently siding with Andy. Let's go. I obediently followed them. We spent the rest of the journey in silence. This is the door. Andy rushed to exit. Nash was frozen in place. Me and Digger trudged behind, so I was the last one to see the reason of their bewilderment. The guards Andy had spoken of were dead. Their bodies lay on the stone floor, frozen forever. Holy shit, what happened here? I don't want to know. Annie was the first to regain her cool. She staggered to the massive metal door. After all the pulling and jerking, it was obvious the door was not going to give in. It's locked, damn it, Nash, try breaking it. While my friends were busy, I tried to take a look at the bodies. One of them had a knife sticking off the chest, the other one had his skull smashed, his head was covered in blood and his mask was cracked. Search the bodies. I pulled the knife out of the first corpse, the other one had a gun holstered on his belt. Whoever killed them was in a hurry, he didn't even take the weapon. Digger quietly approached one of the bodies, sniffed at it and started licking the congealed blood from the gaping wound. He took his time and savored it slowly. One could even say it was tender. I was supposed to wrinkle my nose in disgust, but I was too preoccupied with my thoughts to do so. This Jew had been killed by a man, not by a beast. It was someone from the cult. Mole? He was really mad. Suddenly, I heard instinct noise coming back of the corridor. It was not Andy or Nash, but something else. Muffled scream, agitated talk, someone taking blows and struggling. Maybe it was just my imagination. That's when the sound of someone crying reached my ears. It was Andy, banging at the door and whimpering out of her own helplessness. It's not fair, why won't this damn open? What is it? The door is bloody strong. I can't break it open. Where could the key be? Only one man can have it, the cult's leader, Mole. And he sniffled. Are you sure he has the key? Yeah, I think I saw a set of keys on his belt. You think? Well, I had no time to take a closer look, you know. It looked like keys. Mole, it sure suits him. Warm. Will suit him even better though. Well, I guess we'll have to politely ask this Mole to open the door for us. Yeah, sure he's one hell of a janitor. Can you cut this bullshit? We are just joking. Relax. Nash, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Well, as long as it makes you feel better. Just to remind you, you are being held hostage by a sect of psychopaths. We are almost killed, and they are going to finish the job if you're not careful. Mole is too strong and violent to try fighting head on, even with the three of us. I think he was the one who killed this squad. Why kill your minions? I overheard their conversation. He was questioning the loyalty of his men. He caught the persecution complex or something even worse. In other words, he's mentally sick. No shit, Sherlock. As if there is a single sane person in their whole gang. There is one, and he'll help us. You know what I'm talking about. I look at her, expecting some sort of reaction, but she just crossed her arms on her chest and remained silent. Am I supposed to read your thoughts? Who's the guy? The one wearing a coyote mask. He helped us while you were out. For all we know, it could be a woman. Either way, they helped us and most managed to get me out. Then let's look for Coyote. These guys sure have a terrible taste in nicknames. Oh, I hate going back there. Maybe we won't have to. I walked over to the eager, who was still licking blood from the corpse. I took his snout in my hand and looked him in the eye. Again, I felt the disgusting spark of a mysterious bond flashing between us. Now I knew who he sensed in me. I realized why he didn't attack me and why he followed me around wherever I went. The Jewish spirit, that was our bond. Help us, buddy. Dig a hole. He stared back at me for about a minute, his tiny eyes glistening in the dark. Then he moved toward the door and started breaking huge chunks of the wall near the exit. Dirt and rocks crumbled, dust filled the air. Digga did a great job of making a hole this inside. Then he turned to me. I pat his ugly head. When did you train him? Oh my god, I could kiss you for that, monster. His name is Fluffy. Let's go, hurry! What's the matter, Al? What about Coyote? What if he's... I don't care, Alex. We must get out of here as soon as possible. It's all that matters. Yeah, guys. What again? You go. As for me, I have to go back. Al, don't even start. We have already made our decision. No, if I leave now, this will never end. I'm going to die anyway. Sooner or later, they will find another vessel. If Jewett gets to Earth, we are done for. Al, what the hell are you talking about? Can't you see? I'm a walking corpse. I can see you need help, but you won't get any in these caves. Nash glanced back and forth between me and Andy. I could see hesitation on his face, but Mom said, I felt tears welling up in my eyes. I'm begging you, Alex. We are seeing what isn't there. You can trust your own eyes. She was in her own right, but I couldn't believe that everything I had come through was just an hallucination. I was weak and exhausted. I could barely stand straight. In a condition like that, it was not an easy task to make the right choice. Nothing seemed certain. Alright, we're gonna find Coyote. You may not believe me, and I don't blame you for that. I'm sick of these two, I don't know what to think, but I just can't leave. I had to make things right. You two should get to safety. Andy remained silent, she had no more arguments to reason with me, and she was about to burst into tears again. I'm not saying I like it here, but I guess we'll have to hang out in this cave for a little longer. I'm with you, Al. No, it's too dangerous. Exactly, so I can't let you deal with this shit alone. And if it weren't for you, I won't be standing here right now. So it's decided, I'm coming with you, and don't you dare talk me out of it. Besides, I'd like to have a word with that mole myself. This resort sucks. I intend to file an official complaint. Fine, I guess I have no choice here. Andy, as for you... Oh, shut up, pal. As if I'm going to leave you each on your own. You two are going to screw things up, that's for sure. You can't wait here. You'll be a burden with your injured leg. Ah, so you won't with that IQ of yours? Stop squabbling. Splitting up is out of the question. We are easy prey when alone. I found something while you were busy with the door. I showed them the apples that I took from the bush, a knife and a gun. Who takes what? What's so fun? Remember how you used to treat us with sweets when we were kids? You always brought different flavors, and you told us to choose, just like now. Too bad we are not choosing sweets this time. Who takes the gun? You found it, so it's yours. I have a poor aim, and I can pass out any moment. We are off that here, but I don't mind taking the pistol. Nash, you are the liveliest of us. So you'll better take the knife. Besides, you have always been a brawler. Close combat is your element. I'll take the gun. Objections? Admit it. You just want the most OP weapon. Nash, you are not playing games here. I'm joking, alright? You take the pistol. You use it to win all the water fights after all. And I know how to use it. Dad has one just like in this office. I hope this one is just as easy to handle. All I need to do is take the safety off. So where are we going? Listen, there's a noise coming from this corridor. Ready? Sorry for everything. I love you guys. Oh, come on. I know I'm an idiot. I know I've been a pain in your ass, but that's how I am. Did the Porsche go to your head or something? Maybe. Nash, if not for you, the two of us wouldn't have gone this far. We've all just gone crazy out of fear. Well, I started to laugh. I feel less scared with you around. I'm glad you have us. Bro, there's nothing to forgive you for, Nash. You are the most optimistic and kind person I've ever met. It's me you should apologize. Instead of support you guys, all I do is cry and criticize. Sorry for being a hysterical bitch. You're just scared and exhausted. So are you. Well, you're always like that. I'm used to it. Yeah, we love you just the way you are. My cheeks burned so hot I bet Nash and I could see them glow in the dark. Okay, enough of this sentimental stuff. Get yourself together. Let's show those bastards who's boss. They are going to pay for their crimes. How long have they been killing people unpunished? Time to get our revenge. For Mom, for Ian and Ina, for everyone. I felt a sudden stab of pain in my chest. Cuts tore at my throat. I fell to my knees, gasping for air. I could taste blood in my mouth. My ears picked up the worried voice of my friends, but I couldn't see their face, for the pain blurred my vision. All I could see was him. He wrapped his countless black tentacles around me, sucking me into the void inside him. I saw how he took a swing at Nash with my hands. I heard a muffled gunshot to the side. They ran away. Nash and Andy disappeared somewhere. Tigger stayed by my side, staring at me with his loyal eyes. Chewie twisted my legs to stomp clumsily through the dungeon. My body didn't belong to him yet, it wouldn't listen to him. It was too arduous of a task for him to control me, so he retreated. I felt him loosen his grip on me. When I regained my sense, I found myself in a no place. My friends had left me, and they had begun right to do so. Chewie had attacked them, trying to devour them. I could still feel his hunger. It was dangerous for them to stay with me. Nash and Andy must have changed their minds about helping me, which means they are going to get out of here well and alive. That's good. I can handle this on my own. I don't want them to risk their lives for no reason. How long do I have left? Not much. I can't feel my limbs. My soul is withering. The eclipse is close. I'm going to die. The pain is so strong that it's hard to find words to describe it. I lay there for a few moments, waiting for the pain to subside a little. Once I regained control by my body, I started walking. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't even know why I bothered going somewhere. My ears picked up voice and sped up, afraid of losing them. The voice grew louder until I saw not Nash or Andy, but two robot figures. I concealed myself immediately, but lucky to not be spotted right away. Through the gap between the rocks, I could see Mole talking to Coyote. The former had a shotgun in hand, and the latter was tied to a chair. You reap what you sow. You turn everyone against me. Their blood is on your hands. I've killed everyone except for the most loyal. You are out of your mind. I just wanted to save my... Mole didn't let you finish. He grabbed him by the shoulders and sunk his claws into Coyote's flesh. I heard a stifled scream. Didn't I promise you? Didn't I give you my word? I trusted you, but you've betrayed my trust. You've decided to do it your way, putting all of us at risk. So many years of hard work. Hawk. Coyote called him by his name. You are having a seizure, let me help you. Remember what we did last time? Take a deep breath. Shut your mouth. Mole hit Coyote in the face with the butt of his shotgun, then pointed the muzzle at his face. My stomach cramped, but I didn't want to see what was going to happen. Enough, I'm not letting you control me anymore, you sly dog. Now I get it. You never was truly faithful to him. You always had your doubts. That's unacceptable. While I gave all of myself to him, I sacrificed everything, of my own free will. I secluded myself underground to become closer to him. Hawk, you don't deserve to share his blessings with us. What will happen to her? Even now you only think of your spawn. You cannot for our noble goal. Spawn? Her fate will be the same as yours. Please don't do this. I'll do anything. It's too late. You betrayed me. You betrayed him. We all took an oath to be his most loyal slaves, to love him unconditionally and blindly. But you chose otherwise. Mole hit Coyote again, knocked him unconscious. He took the shotgun, saved it off, and prepared to make a shot. What should I do? Mole's gone crazy. He's gonna kill him. Coyote risked his life to save us. Should I risk mine to try and save him? Andy and Ash ran away when I attacked them, possessed by Chewie. I'm on my own. I'm gonna save in this one. Stop! Shot flew my way, my shelter shattered into a millstone charge. I almost wet my pants out of fear. Who's there? Come out! I raised my hands and slowly stepped out of the charge. I had no idea what to do next. I was too exhausted to think about it. I only wanted to lie down on the bare ground and sleep forever. Mole was shocked to see me in this state. His hands went limp and dropped the shotgun. He came closer and took off his mask. His face was gruesome. My lord, this is bad. I must be looking more like Jewett now than myself now. I have most failed you, my lord. Will you forgive your slave? He reached out to me with his hands that were black and rough due to constant contact with dirt. They weren't even hands, rather monstrous paws of an underground beast. I backed away, but my path was blocked by the surviving cultists, the most loyal ones, according to Mole. I had noticed them when I was hiding earlier. I'll complete the ritual and help you be reborn. It won't take long now. What have I done? It's 3-on-1. I won't be able to defeat one of them, even if I was in shape. This is the end. A shot rang out, Mole's shoulder burst with splatters of blood. I turned around to see Andy with a gun in her hands. They are here, they didn't abandon me. One of the cults hit her in the arm, and the gun slipped out of her hand. Without a second thought, Nash jumped on him and stabbed him in the gut. After that, everything happened real fast. It was like a blur, complete chaos and confusion. Mole fired his shotgun straight at Nash. But Digga jumped out of nowhere and took the shot with his body. A wound of a natural purple color appeared on his side. Digga didn't seem to be bothered by it at all. He recovered immediately, parried his teeth and pounced on the shooter. However, Mole knew his pet too well. With one swift move, he stabbed Digga in the throat, where the latter was the most vulnerable. Digga flailed about in pain until death. Nash in turn kicked the Mole in the arm, knocking the shotgun out of his hands. A struggle broke between them. In the meantime, the remaining cultists tried to drag me away. Andy rushed over and jumped in his back, clinging to it. The cultist staggered back and slammed her into the rocks. She fell to the ground, unable to get up because of the pain. Still, her actions caused him to loosen his grip on me, and I was able to break free. Oh god. I took a huge swing, kicking my opponent in the gut. He bent double out of pain and fell to his knees. I rushed to pick up the first thing I could find. It was a large rock and dropped it on the cultist's head. His mask cracked in two and went limp. I rushed to Nash's aid. Mole shoved Nash to the side and pointed the shotgun at him, but Coyote joined the scene, knocking Mole down. Andy must have freed him in the heat of the fight. Mole howled like a wounded animal and grabbed Coyote with his powerful grip. Mole was bigger and much stronger. He put Coyote onto his back in no time and straddled him, preventing his opponent from moving. Then he aimed the shotgun at Coyote, ready to finish him off. Without a second thought, I launched at Mole and pushed him with all my might. It struck him from a moment. That moment was all Coyote needed to snatch the shotgun from Mole's hand. The final shot rang out. Mole collapsed like a pile of rocks. A dark red stain spread across his chest. The freeze fight was over. Everyone had their share of wounds. Nash had a black eye and a swollen lip. He clutched his side, his wound from before started to bleed again. Handy wasn't unscathed either. She had blood on her temple and her limbs were scratched. Still, they both made it out alive, and I was glad to see that. I took a step toward them, wishing to help, but Handy immediately pointed her gun at me. I backed away and raised my hands. I knew why she was doing that. Not long ago, I lost control and tried to kill those two. Well, not I. It had been Jewett. But Andy didn't know that. She was staring at me, and in her eyes I could see the fear and speech that made my heart bleed. I hung my hand. It's alright, it's me. Andy lowered her up but kept it ready. Nash moved next to Andy, putting himself between her and me. Al, he gave me a scrutinizing look. Nash was deadly serious, which was quite unusual for him. A bad sign. You scared the shit out of us. I know. What the fuck was that? Guys, it was not me. Whatever conclusion they came to, I was confident in what I was saying. I hope they will understand that. Anyway, you seem to be fine now, even though you look even worse than before. We need to get out of here. We heard someone grunting and groaning nearby. It was Coyote. He was busy rubbing the bruise on his arm. He didn't have his mask on, so we could see his face. The face was beaten, swollen, and scratched, but totally recognizable. Victor. Nash wouldn't be Nash if he didn't cry out something so obvious. My heart ached for Handy. She froze, her lips trembling and her eye swelling with tears. Nash was the one who broke the silence. Well, hi Pops, I guess. Victor finally regained his breath and spat out blood, along with a piece of his tooth. He looked terrible. Then he approached Mole's body, which lay lifeless on stones, and felt the pulse. Aren't you going to say something? And what do you want to hear? Handy flinched at the sound of his voice, as if she had been clinging to the hope that their eyes were deceiving her. She wrapped her arms around herself and turned it away. I don't know how about that, kids. It's me, Victor, a maniac, psychopath, and serial killer. I've been holding my own doubt as prisoner along with her friend and an idiot of a boyfriend. Almost killed them all, by the way. Idiot of a boyfriend, huh? You got that right. Victor pushed a Mole's rope to the side and took a key from his belt, which he tossed to Nash. Get Handy out of here. What? How about the fucking explanation? Victor ignored Nash and spoke to me. Alex, you better stay. Why? None of your business. Of course it's my business. The guy is my friend, and you got no right to order us around, Pops. Andy, tell him. Andy was shocked, her gaze wandering aimlessly about the cave. She covered her mouth with her hands and whimpered. Get her out of here. Sure, together with Al. He's dangerous to all of us. And I said, it's you who's really dangerous. Nash picked up the gun, which Andy had dropped earlier, and pointed it at Victor. I had never seen Nash being so mad at someone. He's right. What? Don't agree with him like that. You saw it with your own eyes, right? Did you eat? Nash knitted his brows and looked away. Then he spoke to Victor again. Hey Pops, get the shit out of here. Our thoughts are irreversible. Either we complete the reach and let Jewett be reborn, which of course I won't let happen, or Alex suffers until the eclipse while Jewett tries to take over his body. Obviously you won't be able to do it without the ritual, and then what? Jewett will stop to sustain the life of his vessel and leave it. What the fuck are you talking about? The life of the vessel? My ass? I've been killed, Nash. Alex, you're going to die in agony. You better stay here if you don't want to harm anyone, in case something goes wrong. I can't do anything to help you. Even Mole won't be able to if you were alive. There's no other choice. You have been doing this for so long and you haven't found a way to stop this devilry? All we want was to bring Jewett to this world. The rest was not important. I'm sorry, but we really have no other choice. No, we do have a choice. I showed him my mom's amulet. Victor round his eyes. Where did you get it? In Jutland. But Jimena. He said her name with such tenderness that I felt the urge to punch him. How dare you? You are the reason she's dead. But I decided to put my grudge aside. We had things to discuss. She was trapped there, and she helped me. She said that I have to enter Jutland in the flesh and banish Jewett for good. But how? I know what to do. I need to wait for the eclipse and come to the main mushroom. The amulet will open the way. Okay. The eclipse is in an hour. Andy and Ash can still get out of here in time. Not so fast. Stop pretending we are not here. Al, are you out of your mind? I'm not leaving you alone with that guy. Me neither. We heard a shaky voice. Andy regained control of herself. I still can't believe all this nonsense, but I'll do what I can to help you. I'll just stay by your side. Anyway, I'm not going to leave you alone with him. Yeah, I mean, my man. Guys, it's too dangerous. Seriously. We have been through so much shit here already. It's not negotiable. I'm not going anywhere without you. You should leave, my dear. Andy shuddered. I do what I want. Yeah, sorry Vic, but nobody asked me. Who did you call Vic? Anyway, we still have time before the eclipse. We should get ready. It sucks to have him around. He knows what's what here, and he doesn't wish to us harm. We can trust him. So what's next? To the mushroom. Victor gave us fresh clothes and some food. Nash immediately dug in and was now gobbling up his canned fish. My stomach was twisting with spasms and my head was splitting, so I couldn't force myself to take a single bite. Even water was too much for me. I felt like it started to boil the moment it got inside. Andy was sitting with an open can on her knees. She was staring into space. I felt sorry for her. What's it like to find out that your family members led a double life? Especially if it's so illegal and degenerate. What's it like to find out that it was none other than your own father? I had no father. Well, of course I had a biological father, but he had no part in my upbringing. Whenever I asked mom about him, there was sadness and pain on her face. But I had Victor. I can't begin to count how many times he helped us out. He always seemed cold, reserved, and taciturn. But at the right moment, you'll find the words that will go straight to your heart. He helped me to get throughout my wonderful rebellious phase. He helped me overcome despair I felt when mom went missing. He was a father figure to me, so I knew too well what Andy was going through. The man who had been supporting and caring for us was the one who stabbed us in the back. He betrayed us. He has been deceiving us all these years. But we can't put that behind us. We are not kids after all. Besides, Victor has been doing everything in his power to help us here in the caves. Maybe one day Andy will even be able to forgive him. But I will never forgive him. He's responsible for the death of my mother. She was my family, the dearest person in the whole world, and he took her from me. I wanted to hurt him. I even regret that I had let Mole blow his head off. I was bawling with anger. To distract myself, I walked over to Andy and took her hand. How are you? My world has been turned upside down. Sorry for not listening to you from the beginning. Forget it. It's hard to accept something like this. Deep inside I always knew. No, of course I don't know anything. I just had the feeling that something was wrong with all his endless business trips. I even suspect him to have another family in the big city, a woman he cheats on my mother with, a child. But never in my wildest dreams could I even imagine that. It will all be over soon. I doubt it. We'll have to live with it somehow. We'll manage. Al, I've been thinking about what you told me back then. What do you mean? When we were running away and I got trapped. Oh, it's just sleep it out. I thought I would die. No wonder I was talking nonsense. Really? I just wanted to make things clear. Don't worry about it. Besides, we have more urgent business. Okay. I shouldn't have expressed my feelings. Some things are better kept secret. Why so gloomy? Don't feel like laughing right now. Let me fix that. A joke. Three men walk into a bar. Please don't. Can't you see this serious? I can see that your face are sour as cranberries. How can you smile? You suffer so much. Almost died. Got shit beaten out of you. I'm alive and it makes me happy. Also, I should state. And when we take care of that parasite of yours or whatever, I'll be the happiest person in the world. By the way, Vic. Victor was rummaging through the pile of supplies, pretending to be occupied by something important. I'm not Vic. How about you tell us about all that devilry you have been doing here? Why choose such a weird hobby? You could be a fisherman, a hunter, or a football player, or an alcoholic, for crying out loud. It's a long story. We're just sitting here waiting anyway. Tell everything from the beginning. My tongue betrayed me, I slurred my words, the pain was bearable, but I was too tired. About mom, I want to know. Me too. So you're not going to leave me in peace, huh? You don't serve peace, Pops. It all began long before these caves were discovered. One day, new citizens arrived to Mist Valley. Among them was a man who introduced himself as Hawk. He had just returned from the Persian Gulf and wanted to settle down in a calm town. He got angry every time someone asked him about his life in the army. That's only fair. War doesn't make people nicer, especially a war like that. We shared a passion for hiking, so we became friends. I remember him. He used to come dinner with us, a weird guy. Why? I don't know. Sometimes you can tell at first glance that someone is a psychopath. That was the case with him. Quite an observation for a 12-year-old girl. Even then I was smarter than you. So in 2014 he went into the woods alone and disappeared for a week. Everyone thought he fell off a cliff or was bitten to death by snakes. But he came back. He looked like someone scared the shit out of him. There was madness in his eyes. He said he had just got lost in the woods, but I knew he was hiding something. After that he started to go for his solitary walks in the forest quite often. I decided to follow him, which was practically impossible because he was too good at covering his tracks. He was a former soldier, alright. So I spent some time running around trying to track him down. Soon he noticed that I was interested and he showed me himself. He led me to a cave, which I didn't even know existed. When we reached its bottom, I saw everything, all these mushrooms and fossils of some sort of monster nearby, like a dinosaur. It was Digger. Later he was awakened by the blood of the first victims and became our pet. Where did it all come from? We asked ourselves the same question. After a while, we came to the conclusion that the otherworldly forces were at work here. We were hearing someone whispering to us, but we could not make out the words. I thought that we were just going crazy, but there really was something in the mushrooms that was trying to communicate with us. I wanted to make our discovery public, but Hulk persuaded me not to. He made me promise him that I wouldn't tell anyone about the cave until we sort everything out. People rarely came to this part of the forest, so it was hard to stumble upon the caves. That's how we got the headquarters. Hawk set dozens of traps around and made sure to mask the entrance. By that time, he spent almost all his time here. As for me, I visited him, but not too often. I didn't want my family to suspect things. Hawk was the first to try the mushrooms, then I joined him. It bore fruit. We learned to experience some sort of trance. The whispers became loud, but we still couldn't make out the words. However, we had incredible visions. Another world, an island surrounded by a lake of dark matter and stars. It was full of technology we hadn't even dreamed of. To make sure we weren't hallucinating, we brought more people. And more. When there were 6 of us, we performed an important ritual in which Hawk nearly died of mushroom poisoning. But we saw him clearly. Jewett appeared before us. All he said was his name. He didn't know any other word, but he showed us the Yohali tribe, and we realized we had to bring its descent to him. That was the only way for Jewett to take on flesh and open for us the way to utilize his work. Finding the right person was like looking for a needle in a haystack. To begin with, how would we convince him to join our circle? How would we explain to him what we were doing here? How would we let him go and persuade him not to tell anyone about us if he was not the one? Hawk stopped believing the caves and later became Mole. He was running out of patience. He was getting angry and crazier. One day, Mole went berserk and beat one of us to death during an argument. After that, everything was different. You start killing. I didn't want to go that far, I wanted to put an end to it, but Mole went off the rails for gold. He tried to kill my daughter. I had no choice but to take his side. Oh really? Why not just leave town? It's not that simple. If I were there, I will get my family out of here right away. I will go to the police. But you weren't there, thank God for that. And it's not, I refused to agree with your father. I bet you have been enjoying yourselves, just admit it. So, what was next? Jewett didn't tell us a thing. It was getting harder and harder to communicate with him. Yahoo Ali clue was a shot in the dark. It didn't help at all. We've been going over possibilities for a while, but it didn't bear any fruit. What do you mean possibility? Judging by that pit filled with corpses, you are the killer. Yes, I was involved, but I didn't want to go that far. I've been doing everything in my part to minimize the number of victims. I don't want to make excuses. I know I'm a monster in your eyes, but I've only killed one person for this whole time. But don't be too quick to judge. It's not that simple. You mean mom? I gritted my teeth and clenched my fists until I felt pain. Come on, tell me. And once you're finished, I'll break your skull. Yes, you know each other for a long time. You and Andy have been friends since kindergarten. And one day I just realized she was the person we needed, a perfect vessel for Judith. But I didn't say a word about it to anyone in the circle. Still, I knew the truth would eventually come out. I tried to persuade Jimena to leave town, but it was too late. Mole found out about her. By the time I got there, it was too late. Mole had already killed her and spilled her blood near the giant mushroom. To my shock, nothing happened. Mole was so fierce he could spit nails. He was sure the ritual would succeed, but he'll end up killing another innocent person. Mole was wrong again, and I thank God that he believed it all these long 7 years. What do you mean? Shimanu's body was thrown into the miscellaneous pit. At night, when everyone left, I went down there. Why? To mourn. To me, Shimano was special. That's not the point. The point is that what I saw that night was not the body, but something unbelievable. Shimano was alive and well. She was covered in blood, there was a horrible scar on her neck, but she was alive. That's when I realized she had been chosen by Jewett, and she knew it too. She knew that nothing good was awaiting her. She asked me for help. She wanted me to dispose of her body to prevent Jewett from claiming it. There was only one way to do that. I fulfilled her last will. The cleansing fire erased all trace of her existence. Jewett didn't lay a tentacle on her. I covered my face with my hands, and he put her arm around my shoulders. The urge to kill Victor subsided. It was an act of mercy. So no one suspected anything? I managed to avoid suspicion by shifting the blame to another member of the circle. Since then, the use of fire in the cave has been forbidden. The other spy was to convince Mole to leave the Alvarezes alone, but I succeeded. I insisted that if the mother was not one, then neither was her son. I also managed to divert his attention to mushroom research. Here in the caves, spiral huts are different from those on surface. And the mix. Who? Plants or animals that are unique to one area. You have a search engine in your head or what? Yes, these spiral huts are a valuable source of the substance that was the base of the potion that healed Nash. I'm surprised it actually worked. I wish I could continue my research. We have killed so many people. If I could create a cure for the majority of the disease, it will be a atonement for my sins. The cave should be discovered soon enough, or other research will continue what you started. Anyway, why did you let Alex stay mysteriously? I was thinking of having old Patty leave town together with Alex, but that would be like firing a flare gun in the night. Molo will immediately realize I was lying. He will spare no effort to get the vessel back. The best course of action was to lay low and live our normal lives. But Molo is a madman. What if he didn't listen to you? He could have just killed you on the spot and done whatever you wanted. What's the point of speculating? You could have gone to the police. There is a man from police in our ranks. Well, there was, until today. Holy shit, who else? Doesn't matter now. Tell me, how did you end up in your clutch? You sacrificed Nina and his voice started to shake, her fists clenching. And brutally murdered Ian. I'm sorry. I'm afraid it was a terrible coincidence. Oh yeah? Are you kidding me? I swear we weren't planning to attack any of you. At least I hadn't heard any discussions about that in our circle. That Ian fellow dug his own grave. Digger gets wild at the smell of tobacco. By the way, I should give you a scolding for that. Since when do you guys smoke? Stop pretending to be a good father, Vic. You have stuff to tell us. You decided to have your little picnic right next to one of the entrance to our lair. Nina ran into the forest and walked into a trap. All we had to do was come and take her and you guys. Alex went into the cage and kept my eye on him. To be honest, I was hoping you would die somewhere in those corridors. It would have been less painful. Alex, I'm sorry you have to go through all this. So Nina was still alive when you brought her here? Why didn't you spare her? Mold drugged her with spiral arts and she told us about her roots, so Mold decided to give it a try. She'll probably still be alive if she had kept quiet. I couldn't help her. That's all, I'm still really sorry. Silence fell over us. Everyone was pondering what Victor had told us. Let me save. You will help us end this nightmare, and after that you're going to jail. Andy burst into tears and walked away. Nash followed, trying to comfort her. I didn't want to talk to Victor anymore, but I decided to ask a question. Tell me, is Ashley involved in your activities? Ashley? No. I saw a coffee cup in the trash, so it was yours. Does she know about you guys? No, why? She has a mirror in her shop right by the entrance. I've seen one just like it in Jutland. Are you sure? Well, no, but it looked really similar. Anyway, Ashley's not with us. We never had any contact with her except for buying coffee. She hasn't been living here for long after all, about 6 months or something. So it's just me. You are too exhausted to remember it right, but it will over soon. Come on, it's time. I don't remember how I got to the place where death first had sunk its claws into me. The eclipse was about to begin. Everything inside me was turning upside down as I sensed the impending danger. I felt that I was as close to death as ever, that I was destined to die here and now. But I managed to turn the tide. I will not die, but keep on struggling and put an end to this by banishing it for good. Al, can you hear me? Yeah. Apparently I had passed out again. I was being carried to the destination, and he was getting nervous. It's getting worse. We should have carried him out. Why did I listen to your announcement? We were going to kill Al with our own hands. Moon had already begun to cast its shadow over her. Darkness was slowly covering all living things, enveloping them like a thick blanket. The pain intensified. I would have gone mad if not for Mom's amulet. As I squeezed it tight, I sensed the light vibration that soothed my pain. Thanks to that, I was able to keep standing on my trembling legs. There was a heated argument behind my back, but I cared not for that. I approached the mushroom and held the amulet in front of me. What happened next caused everyone to fall silent and turn their astonished gaze to me. The fibers of the mushroom began to ripple, twist, and spiral upward. A casual started to form A cavity started to form where the amulet touched the mushroom stem. The herb was shaking, stones were crumbling down from the ceiling. My skin tingled, it felt like the air was pierced by an electric current. What's that? An earthquake? Fuck, we're gonna get buried under the rocks. The ground shook harder and we are barely able to keep our balance. Large boulders rolled down the halls. A massive stalagmite fell to the ground right next to us. Follow me. We rushed into the mysterious passage. The mushroom's flesh was fusing back together, blocking the return path. Once the passage was sealed, the shaking stopped as well. The silence was interrupted only by the rhythmic breathing. Then I heard Andy's trembling voice. Where are we? Victor pulled out a lamp, illuminating everything around us. We were in a narrow corridor with a low ceiling. Its walls were soft, velvety, and made of mycelium. I don't like it here. Al, what have you done? Open us the way. So that's your marvels? Another world? Looks like someone assholes to me. We are not in Jutland yet, but we are on the right path. This place is something like an intermediate dimension, connecting the two worlds. Or just another car we missed earlier. We'll better hurry. Who knows what will happen if we stay here for too long. We proceed cautiously. Strangely enough, I felt better with every step. The path wasn't even. We had to climb up and jump down again and again. Sometimes it was so narrow that we could barely squeeze ourselves through. Soon we reached the beacon. I heard exclamations of amazement behind my back. I'd been here before, but it was the first time here for the others. There was a mixture of terror and excitement in their eyes. Jewett was scared. He had destroyed everything around the beacon, but couldn't block the path to it. Now he was hiding calmly behind the beacon. Victor froze, his stare fixed on Jewett. He was no longer the Victor filled with remorse, he was Victor the fanatic. His lips trembled. My lord, he had been dreaming of Jutland for years, longing for the day he would see it with his own eyes. Now that his dream had come true, he was paralyzed with excitement. It scared me. I feared that his old bond with Jewett would turn him against us. So I had to worry, I had to get to the beacon as quickly as possible. All I needed to do was touch with my bloody hand. It was so close. Jewett let out a thunderous roar. The ground started to shake and crumble. We all fell. Clouds of dust obscured my vision, so I had to grope my way to the beacon. I almost reached my destination when Victor grabbed my shoulder and swung a knife at me. Just as I was about to think Victor as a traitor and a liar, he slashed at the palm of my hand, drawing blood. Go! So that's it. My blood hand touched the black roots, and I felt a burning sensation. The roots smoldered, Jewett roared and bellowed. Once the sprouts crumbled into black dust, the beacon blinded us with a golden light. A portal opened inside. It was sucking in all the trace of Jewett present. Black slime, ash, and bones were disappearing in the portal. Then it started to pull in Jewett himself. He struggled and tried clinging to the ground with his tentacles, but it was futile. His massive black body was slowly fading into darkness. Before long, only his ugly head remained. His terrible purple eye was staring at me from the abyss. Everything inside me turned upside down. It felt like my life was being sucked out of me. I fell to my knees and coughed. Black smiles mixed with blood poured out of my mouth. Andy and Ash rushed to me. Their agitated voice screamed at me, asking what they could do well. Coughs tore at my throat, and everything inside me boiled with fever. I was starting to think that I had made a mistake, that I would die here and now. But out of my mouth came the last lump of blackness, which was sucked into the portal along with Jewett. I instantly felt better. There was no longer anything alien in my body. Man, I thought you'll kick the bucket. No, it's over. I don't think so. Shuita damaged the tower was where the beacon was, and it was slowly crumbling down. We are going to fall. We're gonna die. Everything was in vain. No, look. Suddenly I saw a forest in one of the mirrors. I immediately realized there was another portal for us. We ran to the mirror, which grew in size, and as we approached it, it became big enough for us to go through. That scared us. This thing will get us out. And what if it won't? There was no time to think. Everything was falling apart. Nash took Andy's hand and they dived into the mirror and as if it was water. I was about to follow them, but turned around. I couldn't leave without Victor. Victor remained behind and didn't seem to be willing to go. Hurry up, leave me. What do you mean? I wanted to offer you to Juit. I wanted to sacrifice you right here. I had my doubts until the very last moment. Andy was right. I was a member of the cult out of my own free will. I've done terrible things, all because I tried to see this. I'm a horrible person. I don't deserve to live, so leave me. I could see the darkness in his soul, endless egotism, cruelty, and obsession with Juit. But I could also see compassion, and most importantly, remorse. He had risked his life to save his daughter. He had chosen to help me. So you just want to get away with it? You must return and answer for your crimes. That's the only way to make amends for what you have done. Victor remained silent. He didn't seem convinced. Vic, come with us. We need you. I don't know about Andy, but I will be visiting you in prison. I'm still a brat at what I'm going to do without your advice. My eyes swell with tears. So, he took a shaky step forward. We barely made it to the port without the last piece of the stone terrace crumbled down. We escape! Bright light woke me up. The sun was mercilessly burning my eyes, even thought I hadn't opened them yet, all because I had spent so much time in complete darkness. Forcing myself to open my eyes, I saw that the eclipse was ending, and then I saw Ashley. She was bending over me, holding a fermentation mirror in her hands. My precious, you are alive. Ashley? What the? I'm so happy. Okay, since you are fine, I have to go. Wait, you're not going anywhere until I explain to me how the fuck you are connected to all of this. You are not supposed to know, honey. I only came here because I wanted to talk. Even thought it's pointless. I should have just disappeared, but that would be pretty humane. Ha. Even thought I'm not human. Ha. Yes, I should not have come to see you. So why am I here? I'm so confused. Astounded, I just stared at her. Something about her was different now. The eyes stood out the most. There was something frightening and inhuman in them. It was like I was looking at Jewett again. Oh, my precious, don't be scared. That look is the last thing I want. What's your relation to Jewett? To put it simply, we are family. He brings darkness and chaos, devours everything in his path. That's his nature, we can't change it. That's why our mother sealed him away in the abyss. He was fated to spend eternity there, but I felt sorry for him and made a fatal mistake. You let him out. You saw what happened to my home. It devoured everything. His wrath and anger were insatiable. I could not save my world and the only thing left to me. I ran. Our beacon allowed us to travel between the islands of Jutland. That was also how we found your world. One day we registered the energy field of the Earthlings. A tribe with strong physical abilities drew our attention. They were mediums. Yawali. Exactly, we gave them a share of our beacon's power. That's how we created a bridge between our worlds. Cool, right? Why? And why do humans launch ships into space? You want to explore the unknown, make contact with new race, broaden your horizons. Anyway, that's how I escaped. Before jumping into the port, I broke the beacon and took part of it with me. The mirror. It's not a mirror, but yeah, that part. That's why the beacon was connected to the beast only. Also, the veil of space was damaged a little. In any case, it's complicated, but that was the reason. You saw those transparent golden thingies. So, I was hoping Jewett will remain in Jutland forever, or that he will get sucked back into the abyss, but the boss fixed everything with his sprouts. And he didn't stop at that, found a bridge between the worlds and wanted to come to Earth after me. Planted all these spiral heads here, even managed to send our pet here too. Where is he, by the way? Digger? Oh, he's dead. It's okay, I'll take his remains with me. The cult has been trying to bring Joey to this world for years. Where have you been all this time? Waiting for a vessel. No one had prepared it for me, you see. A vessel? The body of the woman you are seeing right now, she's the same as you, a Yuali descendant. Oh. I wound up somewhere in the mountains, in the middle of nowhere. I'd been waiting for 7 years for someone to wander in there and look in the mirror. I couldn't even stand up and flex my muscles. Can you imagine lying motionless for years and with no one to talk to? And then this woman came. She went to the mountains with a group of rock climbers and got lost. So now I look like this. Too bad I can't get my old body back. I was such a beauty back in Jutland. I remember what you'd look like and wrinkle my nose. I would like to comfort you, but I'm not in the mood. What happened next? There was this and that. I had to get me some money, find Jewish Bridge, go to Mist Valley. I needed to settle down somehow, so I decided to open a coffee shop. Women love coffee, and it's really easy to get people talking over a cup of coffee. That's a good way to get to know your neighbors. Why so much trouble? Why not just go straight to the caves and deal with your scumbag of a brother? My mother died because of him. I'm sorry. But Jewett will have killed me on spot should I show up anywhere near the caves. I forgot to mention that I lost all my powers too. I used it to I used up the last of the beacon energy power in order to recover from the travel between the worlds. That's all this was capable of. That's why all I could do was stay close and watch and wait for someone who will help me. And I found you, but I couldn't explain everything to you in time, and I was yet to find a way to get Jewett without falling into the clutch of his followers. They have established one hell of a network here. They got guys in the police, in the hospital, in the banks. Anyway, I'm glad it all ended this way. But you and your friends will have to spare no effort if you want to kick their ass. I didn't know it was that serious. Well, that's good news too. You have removed Shield's brought from the beacon, and I've recovered my powers to open a portal for you and your friends. Which means I can go home now. So yeah, I have to go. Go to rebuild my empire, clean up the pyramid and that stuff, you know. Wait, who are you guys? You and Jewett. What powers are you talking about? What is this world of yours? My precious. The less you know, the better you sleep. I've told you too much already. So stop pestering me with questions, or I'll have to kill you. Ha, you are so cute. I don't want to upset you, but I hope you get my point. Oh, by the way, what? Since I'm going home, there will be no one to look after the shop, so you're fired after all. Sorry. That's fine, I guess. There's some cash stashed under the blue spruce in the shop backyard. It's yours. I'm afraid to ask, but where did you get it from? I came, I saw, I took. But that's a crime. I'm not taking a penny. Well, the choice is yours. I have nothing else to offer to you. Okay, I have to go. We'll not see each other again. But my precious, if you ever feel lonely without me, I doubt it. My real name is Etsley. Call me at the full moon and I'll come. Alright, hasta la vista, baby. And Ashley disappeared, leaving me in a state of great shock. My head was about to explode with thoughts and questions. But do I really want to know the answers? Do Ashley's words matter that much? I raised my head. My eyes weren't used to light yet, but as I looked at the bright, puffy clouds, I realized just how much I missed the sky. I inhaled the fresh air of the forest. I was pleased to note that breathing became easy and effortless. I was free and alive. That's all that mattered. The rest I wanted to forget like a nightmare with the approach of dawn. All those memories were too much for my poor brain. Some things are beyond comprehension. I look around trying to understand where I was, but the trees look completely identical to me. After wandering for a little, I heard a voice. As I walked out of Thicket, I saw an entire rescue team. Doctors were already treating the guys, researchers were preparing to enter the caves. I was greeted by the happy face of my dear friends. Victor was in the police car nearby. He was to be taken to the big city. I was glad he returned with me. He was going to serve his time in prison, but with him we will be able to put every single member of the cult behind bars. Despite we had gone through many hardships, and there will be more in the future, now we were just happy to be alive. And I personally was happy that we were together again. We had a lot of worries ahead of us. Ian's funeral, transferring Nina body to her family. There will also be a long trial of the Cave Cult case. It will be handled by the authorities in Big City. I rummaged in my pocket and pulled out Mom's amulet. I bandaged her weight and freed her soul. Finally, I could be at peace. I felt free. Anyway, the big city was waiting for us. I left Miss Val and even took Grandma with me. She didn't want to stay there anymore after what happened. I too hoped I would never return. Everything was over. Still, the mysterious city of Yutulan kept appearing in my dreams, and those dreams of mine seemed to become more real. Okay. This looks like it's the best ending. Alright, so I think that's the best ending that you can get. You know, you make Jewett gone to the beast. You have your friends alive. You know, Nash and Handy, and then of course you can leave Vic in there or bring him over here too. So, and you are alive and you go to big city. So yeah, so if you like visual novels, and you like, you know, with horror in the mix, and mystery, you're gonna enjoy this one. It has four endings. I miss only one. I don't know where it could be, but it's pretty cool. Uh, to like to find out what's happening. Of course, if you don't get like to this ending, you don't understand the backstory or how all of this started, why the mall started to do this. So you need to figure it out how to reach to this final part to get a better understanding on how everything started, why the mother of our character died, things like that. So, but yeah, it's a pretty good the endings to see how happens, and this ending explaining everything to for you to understand how everything started. So if you like visual novels, you're gonna enjoy this one. You can buy on Steam. It costs like 3 euros and something else. It's pretty cheap for what it can offer. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the playthrough of Deep Under, and see you guys next time.